You are now tuned in to the To Be Told podcast.
Phone's on mute?
Yeah, my phone is on mute. My name is Coreigh Terry.
Hold on, wait.
I thought that was the cue right there, baby.
Wait a goddamn minute. Let me make sure my phone is on mute.
I thought that was the cue. I didn't ask you if your phone was on mute.
No, you were just like, fuck you, Elliot.
Hold on. Wait. My phone's on. Is your phone on mute?
Wait. Now my phone is on mute.
All right. Mine is on mute.
This is Elliot Guidry.
This is Coreigh Terry.
And you're now tuned in to the To Be Told podcast.
Man, you can tell it's been a while, man, because I can't even remember the intro.
Yeah, you just completely fucked that one up.
Yeah.
Shit.
We need cue cards now. Anytime we miss a couple weeks, just get some cue cards in here.
Hey, man, we had to take a little break. Well, I took a big break.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah, you were in Jamaica.
Fucking right.
I had a stomach virus taking the shit. You had your vacation was the shit, and I had the shits. That's pretty awesome.
Wait, no. When did you? Because it
was both. It was two things. That was the premiere for Rumination, Q Guyton's short film.
Right.
And then
that was after I came back from Jamaica. I was.
No, it wasn't. No, yeah, it was. It was. I remember the call in the whip. Yeah,
right.
the cut it out.
Yeah.
Hilarious. That's true.
Yeah.
So I had to you took a break. I took a break, but your break was the shit, and again, my break was shitty.
Shitty.
Pretty shitty.
Yeah. I'm glad you got over that stomach virus, though.
Yeah, that was weird. I've had stomach virus before, but it would be like, a day, 24 hours or something like that. Mm-hmm. That joker was just like, this is going to be your stomach the rest of your life kind of shit. And I was like, man, what's going on? Yeah, it was pretty bad. I mean, I even at work, the matter of fact, I think you blessed me with some wipes, and I don't really use the wipe. Man, them wipes gone. Them things was gone, man. I would literally sit down, stand up, and have to sit right back down again.
Brother, I have a saying, okay? If you go into somebody's restroom and they don't have them, don't trust them, don't shake their hand, do not eat anything they offer you. 9 times out of 10, some E. coli is going to be on that shit.
From what?
From them not wiping their ass.
Not wiping their ass. No, you got to wash your hands. You
can do that, but still.
Yeah, that don't mean. Yeah, I'm not rocking with that. Yeah,
don't trust them.
I'm not rolling with that.
Don't trust them.
Okay. There's a lot of food that you eat when people just wipe their ass with regular ass toilet paper.
Shit.
And you're okay.
Yeah, but I don't go in their house.
You probably go in a restaurant, which is worse.
Which is probably worse, but at the same time, I'll bring my own because it's a restaurant, it's a public place. Okay, I get it. Mm-hmm. But if I go into a private home and they don't, right, it's like a weird thing. It's like one of those things that you need to be able to see in somebody's house and be like, okay, they cool. Yeah. That's one of them.
Man, you know what? I
call them the extra mile. Because if you don't,
that's the extra mile.
You got to go the extra mile. Make sure your shit's clean. Yeah.
Going through that, I realized that
get it. Your shit's clean.
Shit is clean. Shit is clean. I realized going through that your ass is.
How did we get into? Anyways, you were talking about
your ass isn't supposed to be wiped that much for that long. It's not meant for that at all.
It's meant to have dingleberries.
It's not meant to be wiped that much.
So it's meant to have dingleberries.
No, I'm talking about if you're shitting a lot.
Yeah.
And you're wiping a lot. Yeah. It's not meant for that.
Well, no part of your skin is meant to be.
I started relating to homosexual men. I was like, wow, I relate. I feel bad for them. I do.
It would be more pity because that's not an experience I want to have to go through. Yeah.
Yeah. I have a lot more admiration for them after that virus.
Hey, listen.
The butt sickness I had. Yeah. I do. I hope that's not offensive to the homosexual community. I'm relating to you. I realize how strong you guys are. You guys are a strong group of men, man. Because I can't even take the butt sickness. They're doing the booty dance.
Yo. Welcome to episode 30.
Yeah, what an opening. Dirty 30.
Dirty 30. Yeah. Dirty 30.
You found the name of the episode in the first 5 minutes.
Boom. Just like that on them. So, man, it's been a minute since we.
What did we miss, man? Since we've been going. But you had a nice little trip, man.
Yeah, man.
What's going on? Where'd you
go? We were in the Grill in Jamaica.
I thought you said you were in a grill. I was like, that's awesome.
No.
Sounds pretty.
But
hot.
Since I came back, I've been on the grill.
Awesome.
But no, Negril was super dope. I mean, everything that you think Jamaica would be, it is.
Awesome.
You know, you got the. I don't want it to sound offensive when I say it. You know, it's like, you know, but you got the Rastas out there. They doing their thing, and you can it's literally you can walk up to them and they got whatever it is that you trying to get from them.
Yeah.
You know,
what would you want to get from a Rastafarian from Jamaica?
Shit, I was trying to get away from them because those motherfuckers are some goddamn hustlers. And what I mean by that is, if you show a slight hint that you're a tourist, you're not walking back with your money. You're not.
They're stealing or hustling? They're gonna hustle it out of you.
No, and they have I've never seen people legit dig into your pocket and take your money, and it's like.
Now, are they really good hustlers, or are you a sucker?
Well, it was part sucker, part, you know, like, but at the same time, it's like the way. So, for instance, like a chick would walk up to you, put a little thing on your wrist, and say, you know, you got to pay me,
like a friendship bracelet or something like that.
You know, some shit like that.
And she have to pay. You couldn't like take it off.
No, I mean, well, it's because at the same so when the shit happened, I was surrounded by 3 other motherfuckers. So it was like.
I'm imagining like dreadlock brothers with sugarcane machetes and shit.
Yeah, it was some shit.
Brother, leave that on your wrist, boy.
Yeah. You know,
that's a horrible accent, but you've with me.
But luckily, all I had was $20.
Got you. Okay.
So yeah, I came back to the hotel room without.
I like traveling Elliot because I remember last time you were like, I didn't know there was this many white people in the world.
Yeah.
When you went to
San Diego.
San Diego. Yeah. You was like, wow, there's a lot of white people in the United States of America.
Shit. Yeah.
These guys are whiter than I am.
No, they're culturally white.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Good old San Diego. What's up, San Diego?
Shout out to San Diego, man. I miss San Diego.
Yeah. Shout out to Anchorman.
You know, no bullshit. I've been getting folks call from San Diego trying to check out the podcast. So that's super, super dope. So shout out to everybody in San Diego that's been checking out the podcast, man. I fuck with y'all.
Right. And we love white people.
Yeah.
As long as they're not like, you know, arresting us and killing us with impunity. We love you.
Speaking of that shit.
Well, what was you talking about?
Did you watch the recent Trump speech?
You know what? I did not watch I saw the clip. And sometimes when I see the quick clip, I still want to see the full thing. And I know that sounds coonish.
Well, okay, so I was watching it, but see, now I've gotten to a point with Trump where I will zone out because it's so much rhetoric that I don't even too much care for. And I didn't catch this part of it until after the fact. Like you know, like before I go to bed, I'll flip through Stephen Colbert, Trevor Noah, you know, shit, you know, just listening to those before
liberal shit.
Yeah.
Be one-sided.
Of course, super one-sided. And I'm not even gonna hide it.
Yeah.
You know, there's no. What's the other chick? Megyn Kelly. She was on Fox, but now she's on MSNBC.
Yeah.
And her whole narrative is the opposite.
Absolutely.
But anyways, yeah. So you know, I'm flipping through, and then of course, you know, I see the speech I've you know watched, and I saw, you know, Trump endorses police brutality. I was like, did I hear that?
Headlines you got. I kind of mute those out too. I got to listen to the whole thing.
So pretty much and I think the way they said it's like it was almost a reach, but because it's Trump, it's like it's not that much of a reach. And the way he was saying is like, you know, he was literally saying, you know, when you arrest a guy, you don't have to be that nice to him. You know, rough him up a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, or, you know, when you guys go to put them in the car, you know how you kind of
put your hand on their head. I saw that part.
You know,
but it was just that part. Now I think he was being a dick and an asshole. I'm saying, like, I didn't hear the whole thing, so there's really no like, I didn't know, was he saying something because he was saying something very terrible before that would have been in the clip too. When I heard that, it sounded like he was trying to pander to the, because he was speaking in front of him, trying to pander to it, which I think is bad, because like I said, it could incite some real shit.
But that's Trump. You know,
right.
The crazy thing is, if you ever look at any of his speeches, you know, he has written speeches, but he's well known for.
I don't think he's written a speech.
No, he has well written speeches.
Oh, I think he has them. Okay.
He has well written speeches, and he'll start by, you know, going along with the speech, And then somewhere down the line, I guess he'll get bored with it.
I think he just forgets and says fuck it, or can't read the teleprompt. Says fuck it.
And somewhere down the line, he hits this fuck it button, and he starts, going off at the mouth about whatever it is that whatever it was in that speech that they told him not to talk about. He'll start talking about it, like the deal with the Boy Scouts. We're not going to talk about politics. I won Iowa. And then somehow ended up talking about 50-year-old men and a bunch of women on a yacht.
Yeah, and how
to 10-year-old boys.
It's pretty strange, and he's a pretty strange guy, man.
Yeah, he's a very strange guy. America, I want you guys to give yourself a hand clap for allowing this shit to happen.
I think the energy's dying around. You feel like not like. I think the energy is more towards this. Finding a sound bite and hating him. I think the energy needs to just be focused on voting this midterm. I wanted to kind of bring back that conversation up and bring that energy back, and just focus on that. And just focus on who should we vote for, and not just voting for someone that because we a hate Trump vote. Right. Like literally voting for somebody.
At this point in time, especially if you're in the age range of where you should be knowledgeable, find out, what are these people's, what are their planned policies? What are their positions on different policies? What would they, adjust in the position?
Or even better, just find out what the fuck you want.
Yeah.
What do you want? And then this is what I want.
And then find the person that matches
that. Close to that, yeah. And if you leave, I don't like that. Either tell them I don't like that.
Now, do you know what was really dope? Did you see the when they were voting on the opening to vote for Trump Care again?
Trump Care is hilarious.
Yeah, Trump no care.
Yeah.
When they were opening up, and this was the last session that they were going to have
before they vote.
Right. Before they tried to implement a replacement for Obamacare. And it came down to it was funny. It came down to McCain's vote, and he nixed it.
That's right. He was flying with brain cancer and came out and nixed that shit. That's right. I remember hearing that.
The crazy thing is, they were saying, in the Trump Care policy, he wouldn't have been covered.
McCain wouldn't have been covered, and he has, like I said, he has brain cancer.
Right.
Yeah. It's dumb. So yeah, at least he's vote. Well, he has a huge incentive to vote now, but at least he's not vote. He's voting. I was gonna say you should be voting for your country, not your allegiance. But you want to give him all the credit in the world, but it's like, yeah, he has brain cancer. Now, you should be able to put yourself in that situation versus having to be in that situation to vote for that. And I don't want to say that McCain wouldn't have done that because we don't know.
Well, I'll say this about McCain. Even though, yes, he is a Republican, and I don't feel like, being a Republican makes you a bad person.
He's a maverick.
I will say this about McCain. He is the last of a dying breed in the GOP. And what I mean by that is, as far as like outspoken like he is,
he's outspoken because he ran on the presidential platform against a black president. So he seems outspoken.
Well, he's the last of a dying breed. He's part of that crew that's dying out. Now these new Republicans are these Trump Republicans.
But you saying dying out? They're not dying out because that's why they have a lot of turmoil because they're not dying out. You just know John McCain. That's all it is.
No. So if you look at anybody the people that are in his administration, and that the crazy thing is with Trump's administration is if you for 1 second go against him, you're fired.
Of course.
Or saying something opposing to, something he said.
He's a real nigga, that's why.
You're fired. I wouldn't say he's a real nigga. He's a real asshole.
It's funny because nigga's a bad word, and we wouldn't even give him the credit of calling him a real nigga. Like, he is not a nigger.
No.
EA or ER. No, he is not that.
He ain't either one of them things.
He can't even get the credit.
He ain't even. I can't even put real in front of whatever it is he is.
Yes, you can.
Besides asshole.
There you go. Okay. Now we're on the same page.
That's the only thing I can put real in front of with Trump.
It's like to wipe him a whole lot, like when I had the virus. That's too far.
So yeah. But shout out to McCain for that one though. But outside of that, man,
I know they had the. What do you think about that? What do you think about that transgender ban?
Yeah, they did have that. It's funny because I had to laugh at one of his biggest supporters was Caitlyn Jenner. I don't know why I was thinking Joe Budden's ex. She was super hoorah about Trump getting in office, and now everything that of course he promised on the campaign trail is he's doing the complete opposite. Yeah. And now that this is like a thorn in her hip. I didn't mean for that to be a pun or in your window, but never. But I was nevertheless.
The outrage is like I don't know. I'm empathetic to transgenders who he's banning, but then I also when I start talking to people and other vets and war veterans and military service guys, it made some good points. I was like, yeah, I understand that. Like, back in the day, they wouldn't let cats in with flat feet and stuff like that. I think that's changed.
So that kind of stuff I understand, but if a person is healthy enough,
the argument is not you're usually healthy because of the pills and things like the medication you have to take to for your transition or whatever. So they're saying like if you're in a
and it's costly,
right?
But
right.
I think there was a position that they showed. I think it was like $2.4 million extra to be able to take care of transgender individuals inside the military.
Yeah.
Whereas opposed to it was something that was like an $8 billion cost.
Well, they pick and choose when they want to act like money's a big deal when it comes to warfare because all the money is spending with Lockheed and all these guys.
I say like this, man. If they want to suit up and go into battle, hey, let them. I don't want to stop somebody from feeling like that's what they want to do for their country. I'm
on the same page too. I just think that if they've always honored certain things, I don't know all the intricate prices. Looked it up, but I know like let's say if you can't get in because you have asthma because that could be a condition when you're out and you don't have it, whatever. That's something that's they're being consistent across the board and it fits that criteria. Then I can't be mad. I think that's something that we need to try and do a little bit more because. And this may be a little apropos of what we're talking about, but if you look at when George Bush was in office, right? I'll go back to George, right? And then what liberals were. Let me finish my thought. You have because I know you're gonna jump in and steal the shine.
No,
I'm messing with you.
I was just gonna add to it.
So when Bush was in office, right? It was the left saying XYZ, right? And then Barack was right after that, and then it switched, and so everything that the left was saying, now the right is saying, and it's kind of weird. It's like we're doing the same shit over and over, like the whole like that's not my president, and this, that, and the third with Bush, and then they did it with, and now Trump saying that's not my president. I'm like, okay, it's just kind of I get it, but it's kind of corny, and because I looked at people that were like saying Barack's not my president, and I was like, yo, why would you say that kind of? And then when I see my people saying it about, I'm like, well, you look just as bad, you look just as silly as they do.
Yeah, but at the same, and I guess in our eyes, because we believe, and the numbers are there to back up that statement, but we believe that President Obama was so much of a better president, even in
but that doesn't matter.
But for us to say that he was so much of a better president in comparison to Trump, I'm a little bit more sympathetic to the person that says Trump is not my president.
I'm not Trump, sympathetic. I'm just like, yo,
he's the president, yes, and I'm still in disbelief.
If you're gonna be, it sounds corny.
6 months later,
I feel like he's been president for like 3 years, dude.
Dog, it feels like it.
The hell's only been 6
months.
How long have you been doing the podcast?
Shit, we started right before the election. Like
it feels like he's been president for like 3, and I'm like, this is gonna be a long 4 years, dude.
Hey, I don't think he's gonna make it to 4 years.
And like, people keep saying that. He's going to make it 4 years.
I don't think so. Not with all this stuff that's going on behind closed doors with the Russia investigation.
I think he's gonna find shit.
they found something.
Yeah,
now what they're trying to do is they're trying to squeeze it out of the people. Of course you gotta get the confession. You gotta get all that shit. Yeah, they're trying to get that. So what they're doing is, with all these sanctions that they're placing on Russia, is pissing Russia off, and they're trying to get Russia to tell on Trump. Saying so they're trying to work their system.
If Trump fucks that relationship up, then
right. Because Russia is depending on Trump to remove these sanctions and let Russia do whatever it is they want to do, while Congress is placing these sanctions in, saying no, y'all can't do X, Y, and Z, and it's going to piss Russia off. Thus, they're going to the person that's supposed to be fixing it. He can't fix it, so stuff is going to come out. It's kind of like what you ever read the 48 Laws of Power? You ever put somebody back into a corner? They're going to either lash out or fold. And that's what they're doing with Russia, is they're putting them into a corner to where they're either going to lash out or fold.
You don't put baby in the corner. Now, I do know we're doing all this in North Korea. Is focused, got these missiles aimed at L.A., Chicago, and
well, no. So they're testing missiles, and apparently one almost hit Japan. Yeah, one hit in the water trying to get into California. So it's a bunch of misses, but it's like they're testing that shit, and.
But I don't understand that. Like, how you gonna test it and we not going to war there? Well, not I don't know. I don't even want to start the war talk shit.
And it's like they're testing it and we're not even paying it any mind.
It's like, hey man, stop that. We worried about these bullshit sanctions and shit. I don't call them bullshit.
And it's because we're so focused on trying to get this nincompoop out of office before we try to focus on anything else. That's because at the end of the day, I think if we allow him to go to war. It's destruction across the board. Yeah, like we will not make it out of this.
Yeah, put it like this: North Korea is the Golden State Warriors, and the U.S. is LeBron and Kyrie fighting over some bullshit, splitting up, and trying to find other things. And while the real battle's going on, we focus on some bullshit. Yeah, which is some real shit, but it didn't have to be something that was even a focal point. Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know.
But I know this for sure. I know this for certain. When we do go to war, they better let those transgender motherfuckers go ahead in that bitch, because I will not be doing that shit. Yeah. Shit. I will be in front of my laptop worrying about what next magazine I'm putting out.
There you go. When's the next one coming out?
Oh man,
got something coming soon. Like you almost done.
We're almost done with this one. It's just a couple of more hours of work into it, and it's ready to go. I think I might add a few more pages tonight before I go out, because I got some photos from Hall I might add into it. I was at a Slim Thug video shoot. I might add that stuff. Okay. Matter of fact, I'll even add the some of the photos from the Welcome to Houston.
Do you feel like the energy is different for this release? Like, do you feel like people? Yeah. The awareness, you feel like it's kind of scaling up? I know there's no like actual numbers. What makes you feel that way?
Oh shit! It's Elliot Gidry. Yeah, I'm getting that now, and it's a trip because, I'm of course, you see me out with my camera. I'm the same guy with the camera kind of folded in his arm, just kind of. You want a picture?
Snap in the city.
But no, I follow you on Instagram. Oh my god, I'm getting that shit now, and it's like, wait a minute, something's different now. Something is different.
What do you think that pivotal? No, I don't want to say a pivotal point. Where do you think that change came from? You think it was because there's gaps in the issues. I don't think that's a problem, but it seems like you're still gaining ground.
Yeah, I think it's the fact of now. I mean, I've been more consistent since January than ever with it, and I think because of that, and I put some thought into that. When we were first starting, I was hitting the big heads, because they were the people that I knew. They were the folks in my circle. From
when you say big heads, what do you mean?
Yeah, I mean like from the DJs, the MCs, the artists, folks like that were actually doing it. Now it's breaking out to, I guess, from them talking about it to their fans, I guess, catching on. Right. Or the people that they follow kind of catching on. It's like, hey man, what y'all need to do is go check out Houston Trend. And this, stuff like that. And I'm not saying that that's what happens. Anybody that's doing that, I surely appreciate that. If not saying that you are, but if you are, I appreciate it. Yeah. But I think that's at this point, that's where we are. Is folks are starting to really catch on to what it is that we're doing, and I think the fact that we're keeping it Houston, where everybody else is trying to reach out and talk about everything else, that's keeping us unique.
Yeah.
Especially in a time like, where I thoroughly believe that we are on another 2005 wave. It's almost there. I feel like it's almost there.
I think that even minus the wave, Houston is still that city. Every time I listen to, doesn't matter, it could be a podcast. It's Houston's always in the mouth of somebody, right?
Yeah, of course.
It's whether they were here for some type of event, some type of experience, some type of artist they linked up with, something like that. Houston has a big part of that, but I think it always lacked an editorial narration or any kind of like editorial framing of it, right? Yeah. So I think that with Houston Train, with there's other strong ones too. With what Brando's doing, Houston Press, and Kelsey with Hustle Grade and
Dana Dream,
Dana Dream, Loud, all those guys. Like I said, if it gets a friendly competition, people keep battling, trying to cover the city. Then even when it isn't
the Core 94, Core TV,
absolutely,
those
yeah,
guys.
for sure. I think even when there's no wave, it's still being covered, and people can still find out who is actually dope in the city. So
yeah, man. But it's a good feeling, especially. I think, like you said, I think folks are really starting to pay attention now because and at the same time, I'm starting to really give a damn to the stuff I'm doing, whereas it's not just like I don't feel like I was just throwing out a bunch of stuff like I used to before. Like, right. Hey, we're doing an interview with this. Yeah. This is done. Stuff like that. Now it's a
more
bit
strategic releases, which I always think that's good. I even like the I think you it was just something subtle with Dante. That you drive. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, just the it's just the little promos.
That's it.
Stuff like that. Spending time. And I took that idea from just watching you do stuff. As far as just video editing. As far as video editing, you're probably one of my bigger influences.
Tell me more. No, I'm joking.
It's just how much you stay into whatever it is that you're doing, right. And how much you will try to fine tune your craft.
Right.
So me watching stuff like that makes me want to do it even harder.
Right.
Or pause. Even, makes me want to tune my skill a little bit.
Right. Sharpen your tool. Everything's gonna sound gay, so we might as well just let it rock. But yeah, I think it's just one of those things. We try to be, because we're creative people. We try to be so versatile. We try to do everything. Try to blow people's minds. But sometimes you just gotta kind of sit still and just kind of like etch out your space and whatever it is. Sometimes it's hard to even figure that out.
Yeah.
I know you'll get people. Some people will tell me like, "Yo, why don't you try this? Why don't you do this? Why don't you shoot outside? Why don't you shoot there?" I'm just like, look, let me just rock here.
Let me work through this.
Yeah, that's it.
Let me figure it out, and once I figure it out, it's gonna blow me away. I don't know about y'all, but it's gonna show itself blow me away.
Yeah.
And I think with recently my video editing skills, I've started to notice my little progression. I mean, those little 15-second clips. To me, you
gotta be creative because you gotta come up with an opening, have your subject, and then still close it out and make it feel like a complete piece, whether it's 15 seconds, 30 seconds, minute.
I did all that with just timestamps. Like every bit of that is not like I'm going to go find a transition here and stuff like that. It's all timestamp and positions and numbers and shit.
Yeah,
that's me trying to learn After Effects because everything in After Effects is all timestamps.
Right, okay.
So I was like, well, shit, Premiere will let me do this, and it's so easy in Premiere. Oh man, it's super easy.
Okay.
Nice. But yeah, man. So that's just the wave I'm getting with this one. This magazine should definitely be out before my birthday, which is the 7th.
Yep.
So not this Sunday, but next Sunday.
I'll be in New York.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Going to I'll be in New York in September.
I'll be in Philly or Delaware. I'll be in Delaware.
Where? In what, September?
7th, yeah. But the following week I'll be in New York.
How long you been out there for?
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yeah, a couple weeks. Yeah, I'll be up there, just on the East Coast in general.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Yep.
Business, pleasure?
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah. Book some shoots. Should have some fun out there.
Man, I'm excited. because it'll be my first time going to New York. Like I said, I'm going in September.
Okay.
I'm super stoked. Super
stoked. Well, that's a good word. I didn't expect you to use a word like stoked. You watch wrestling? I did expect
stoked.
That. Yeah.
They don't use stoked in wrestling. They use stoked in.
Somebody uses stoked in wrestling. I'm pretty sure.
Nah.
I bet they do.
I watch wrestling.
Do you watch? You're a UFC guy?
I'm not big on UFC.
I got to say, by the time this ends, there's a big UFC fight tonight. Some like Bones Jones.
Yeah, I heard about it. There's a boxing match going on tonight, and there's a UFC.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't talk about it because neither one of us know what's going on.
No. But what we were getting into was the fact that we didn't derive so far from the conversation now, but we were talking about how you actually work so diligently on the stuff that you're doing. Mm-hmm. There was a conversation that, matter of fact, this was something that we had over the break.
Okay.
You put up something on your Instagram before you cleaned it up, and my God, your Instagram looks great. I mean,
appreciate it.
But you put up something to the magnitude of "you're not special" or something like that. What was that?
That was okay. I know what you're talking about. That was basically just like a little clip. It wasn't. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Is it still up there? Because you deleted a lot of shit, and you got like these little cool hands holding pictures.
Who could be great?
That's what it is.
Anybody can be great.
Hold on real quick. Give me a second.
Verizon fucking up?
Nah.
Could be great. Anybody can be great. I don't think there's a magic trick to that. I think where most people go wrong, they believe that they're special. They believe that they have to be special to attain certain things. And I think that's a handicap. You're not special, right? And once you realize that, you just realize it's just hard work and time. And you just got to figure out what you're truly passionate about. There's no shortcuts, and you'll get to where you're going to be. I mean, there's times where I want to go out and party, but I'm home watching, film tutorials or photography tutorials just to kind of sharpen my mind or just to try something new or just to kind of to make those steps. It's not an overnight thing. Sometimes you got to pick up piece by piece by piece. I think it's too many people thinking that they're highly blessed and favored more so than another person that is going to just fall in their lap. I said my prayers. It should happen anytime. I think you have to do a self-exploration of yourself, figure out what your true passion is, and then just go get it.
Okay, so I had to kind of watch and kind of see what I was saying. I think just basically, I think that there's two types of people. Actually, there's three types of people. I'll say that. So the famous phrase is hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard, right? Mm-hmm. So
let's do this. Hold on, wait. Let's do this.
Yeah, come back.
Okay. Come back to it. I like a cliffhanger. I like a good cliffhanger.
Yeah, let's do it.
So we're gonna take a musical break.
Okay.
Come right back, and we're gonna get into this conversation.
Boom, let's do it.
We are back.
Right.
Now that I got my drink, what I'm talking about, my cup full.
It's double cup.
Yeah, shit.
This is how Houston is. I have 2 styrofoam cups left. He used 2 just to have a styrofoam cup.
Just to have a double cup.
But just to let you know, the double cup is because Houston's so motherfucking hot. You get 2 cups so your ice don't melt. We're in the air conditioned loft right now. He doesn't need that shit. That's how Houston he is. Yeah. So anyway, back to it. Like I was saying, I think there are 3 types of
people.
3 types of successful people.
Okay. Now you're adding successful.
Yeah, it is. I probably shouldn't say. There's 3 types of people for this particular conversation.
Okay.
There is, and again, going back to, I'm just going to reiterate just the saying, hard work, beats talent when talent doesn't work hard, right? So you have the hardworking guy, you have the guy who has the skill who doesn't work hard, but there's also the guy who has the skill / gift and he works very hard, right? You're gonna throw my flow off with that whole shit in my face.
God damn it.
Yeah, you're trying to Snapchat and shit like that. Shit's always that. But anyway, so you have 3 types. So you have those 3 types. You have the guy who's very talented, who kind of doesn't really work that hard. You got a guy who's extremely a hard worker, but his skill catches up to the guy, maybe even surpasses the guy with talent because he's just busting his ass. Mm-hmm. And then you got the third guy who's both, right?
Who busts his ass and has the talent.
That guy's always going to win, right? Of course, especially you still need a little bit of luck and things like that. Okay. But I think if you work hard, you hustle, luck is whatever you call it is going to fall. It's going to fall on you.
Luck is there's the word I'm looking for, but it's always going to be there, because at the end of the day, if you're the one that's busting your ass, somebody's going to come asking about you.
Yeah, Will Smith always, and I agree with this so much, and I've heard it so many other people say it so many different ways, but he always said, this is a Philly radio station, he said, opportunity will always knock at your door. He said, he used the word always, because I was under the impression that opportunity came like once in a lifetime, or you missed out. He says, always gonna knock at your door. You just gotta be ready. You may not know when it's gonna knock on your door, but it's going to knock on your door. You have to be ready, and that's the point. And you hear all these people like Gary Vee saying, "Hey, look, be patient. Don't take no shortcuts, because when you knock on the door, just be ready."
Yep.
So you open that door, you can't be naked. Just gotta be dressed, ready to go, clean house, all that kind of stuff, right? Whatever analogy you want to use. But I guess the whole point of the video was, I get the the notion that some people just kind of feel like if they just pray all the time, or they're nice to people, or they do favors for people, or they have a natural gift because people keep telling them, right? Because people will tell you, especially if you're doing something and your friends aren't in that industry, it's always amazing to them.
Oh, of course.
If you do nails and I don't, if I watch you do someone's nails and it's incredible, I'm like, oh, that's awesome. But I don't know your competition. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know that there's this.
I don't know that
other motherfucker that can blow them nails out the water.
Right. When I started doing film and photography, none of my friends did film or photography. So they're like, yo, what you're doing is awesome.
Right.
I ran into this one dude. I used to film a lot of my house parties. And people come over, they see themselves on camera, on TV. They're excited. They're showing other people. People are like, oh, that's dope. He does that. Okay, cool. I'm not getting big headed, but I'm feeling good about myself. Very confident.
And all this footage is still on YouTube, so
right,
you guys can go look for it.
Right. Don't look for it. But I remember there's this guy in Houston. He's an artist. His name is Obi. Dope, like actual artist. Like he draws sketches and things like that. I don't know him that well, but he was there, and someone showed him the video. And I guess he works with a lot of graphic designers and other film guys. So his eye for it was not novice.
Completely different.
It was, yeah, exactly. It wasn't a novice eye. So when he saw it, he goes, "You must have just started, huh?" And I was like, "Yeah." I thought he was gonna be like, "Man, you're doing good for." He was like, he didn't say, "Oh man, you're doing awesome for just starting." He was like, "Yeah, I could tell." And I was like, I had to keep my smile. I was like, he wasn't trying to play me.
Right.
He was just making a statement, like, and I hadn't heard that because everybody else was sweating me. Oh, this is dope. Oh man, how long you been doing this? I'm like,
but that's dope that you were able to see it from that perspective, because the normal person would have probably, and I say normal person, but another person could have probably been like, man, what you trying to say? You know?
Right. And definitely a maturity. And I was grown. I was probably more grown than most people who start out with something. Right. I was already, close to my 30s or in my 30s at that point. So I know how to take, criticism, especially when you're not trying to be an asshole. I can see that. He's just saying it. He has an eye for it. He's seen great shit. Mm-hmm. This is new shit. Keep doing it. Yeah, keep knocking it out, brother. But it made me go look and start to actually grind instead of just listening to people saying, "Oh, this is dope." Because otherwise, I'd have been doing the same shit for years. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it made me grind, and I mean, within months, it started to kind of step up from there. But I think. Just having this conversation with people who kind of just sit back, they're waiting for something to fall out the sky because they're so great. They think someone's gonna, because you've seen movies like that, and so where the homeless guy is on the corner singing, and someone goes, "Wow, your voice is so amazing. Let me wash you up, take you to the studio, make you a star," and it happens, and it's a great movie. Yeah, right. But that's so far from reality, and that's why it's anything that is a movie. It's because that's an extraordinary feat. That's not going to happen for you, and I guess
I mean that happening is less likely than you busting your ass and getting there.
I agree.
Versus somebody coming out of the clear blue. Oh shit! Mm-hmm. Let me take you with me.
Right. I agree. And that's there was a lot of stories like that early in Hollywood, because it seems like it made that actor, actress,
that's
entertainer.
The fairy tale. That's the easiest story to sell.
And it made them look more of like a phenom. Oh, he's meant to do this, mm-hmm. right? That kind of feel. But then the more, I listen to a lot of documentary, commentaries and things like that, and I started learning, like, okay, there's a lot more to it. Like the story I heard about Harrison Ford, how he got in Star Wars, he was just on set. The guy that was supposed to play Han Solo just wasn't there that day, and he read for him. They go, "Oh, you're amazing. You're gonna get this." And when I went into it, he was already an actor. He was honing his craft. Mm-hmm. He was just trying to stay near acting. So instead of getting a job in in oil and gas or being a waiter, he was doing carpentry for these sets. So that opportunity came because he was around it, but he was also honing his skill. The opportunity knock that Will Smith's talking about, he was ready. They said, oh shit. Alicia Keys, her first album, she got like 6-7 Grammys or something like that, something crazy. And first album, right?
The more and more you put yourself in those scenarios, the more and more that opportunity is gonna knock.
Right. So Alicia Keys, her first album it looked like she just made an album. She got 7 Grammys, but then it was like, wow. But then when you look back, she had been on the road, back up singing, writing for people for like 7, 8, like mad years. Like it wasn't. It's very few overnight success stories. Very. I want to say none, but it's very few. It's
unless you drop a sex tape.
Even still, Kim Kardashian didn't pop up. She didn't blow up overnight. After she sucked the dick, she still had a lot of work to do.
That's pretty still fucked up. I mean, think about it.
She knows it. I mean, I'm trying to give her her props. Like she didn't just suck a dick and be. It put her on a platform, but it put her on. You know, the girl that sucked Ray J's dick platform. She's way higher than that.
The one that sucked Reggie Bush's dick, and then now she's.
But we didn't see it on camera. We just.
Well, I mean, but you know, you knew. It's kind of like we never seen Amber Rose fuck Wiz Khalifa, but we know they was fucking.
And we don't.
We don't need to see Amber Rose fuck 21 Savage, but we know they're fucking.
Yeah, that's fine. They're together. That was another thing. We'll talk about hoe shit. Like girls that are dating, that are fucking the men that they're dating. Get called hoes is kind of strange to me.
That's not a hoe. You're dating.
That's just kind of corny. But anyway,
I've seen Amber Rose with Wiz Khalifa one day, and then back with 21 Savage, and then with Snoop Dogg, and then with.
I don't care if she's dating him. That's fine. I don't care.
Well, no, I'm saying like, wow, she's supposed to be dating. Just 21
if we see her just, if we see her just,
she's doing that kind of shit. Yeah.
You know, of course they're using they're using it. You don't mind going this direction,
but to get back on track with the special.
But yeah, again, just that whole point was just hey, the common denominator for anybody that's successful is they work hard. Whether you're the gifted person who's working hard or whether you're just the ungifted person that's busting your ass, the person that's going to get left out is just the gifted dude or woman who's just waiting for an opportunity to fall in their lap for someone to come pluck them up. It's not going. You gotta go get it.
And even if you are gifted, you still got to get off your ass and fine tune it. You know.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at someone like to me, I think Will Smith. I think he said it himself. He's documented saying to himself. I think he's just like, you're not going to outwork me. I think it was him that said that. Yeah, if we get on the treadmill, he said either you're going to stop first or I'm going to die
on the treadmill.
And of course we know that's just like a parable. But
no, I believe him because the way he said it.
Well, and as an example, and they talk about this like when he was on when Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, his first few episodes, he wasn't a strong actor, but what he was doing was trying to remember everybody's lines to the point where if you watch those first few episodes, you see him mouthing their words for them, and they're like, you got chill, you got to stop that.
Yeah,
but it's the fact that he wasn't just focused on. He was trying to take it all. But you just see where he's at now. I mean, someone skinny and wiry to make his body look like, fucking, and he kept it. Yeah. He didn't just quote unquote steal Muhammad Ali's body. He kept that motherfucker.
Yeah,
and it took his career to a whole nother level, to the point where I don't think that he's naturally a better actor than. I don't know, man. I want to use Denzel because they work hard, but they're gifted. They're
but Denzel will tell you he bust his ass for it.
Right. Right. Exactly. I'm sure he was inspired because he had the gift, and someone gave him some confidence and some encouragement at some point. But he didn't get to the level where he's at just by sitting on his ass and being a natural actor.
Right.
He buzzed his ass.
He put himself in positions to where he knew those opportunities would not.
So yeah, when that meets, then you see something great. You see Haley's comment, what you see in him. It's like, wow.
Yep.
I mean, I can't think now, but there's probably so many actors that are natural.
I mean, that even goes with. I mean, and to make it a little bit more personal, I mean, that even goes with the stuff that you're doing on a day-to-day basis. You're fine-tuning your craft. So, I mean, I can only assume how many people would contact you for, video work or stuff like that. But because you know your direction, you won't defer from it.
Right.
You're like, nah, I'm going to beat this nail so far into the wall to where my fucking hammer's gonna go through this bitch.
Yeah, and I think because it's just earlier on when I first got the camera, just talking, man, you could do commercials for this car wash, and you could do, you could do weddings, you could do, and there's money, there's so much money, and people,
there's so much money, and then that kind of talk can either be a distraction, or it can, if that's the direction you're gonna go.
If you want your business to be that, then yeah, that's perfect, right? And everyone will come up to you in your pockets like, yo, you know how you can really make some money? And I'm not money motivated. I'm not a money motivated person. Of course I want money.
Of course.
But I want it how I'm going to get it.
Of course.
I'm not gonna I've tried it before. I even tried to talk like that. Like, yeah, I'm on my grind. I can get down about this paper, because that was just the cool shit to say. But then I had to really, again, talking about that self exploration of yourself. Like, that's not me. Like, I'm not really money. Like, if I'm working somewhere, if I'm working somewhere I don't want to work and I'm making a ton of money, at some point I'm gonna get miserable. I'm like, I'm making this money, but I'm kind of miserable because I'm not doing what I want to do.
Yeah,
right. I'm glad I took the time to learn this craft of film, because I'm really doing something I really want to do now, right? And there's not a whole lot of money in it right now.
No,
and it will be, but there's a level of artistry that I need to get to that I see, and once I'm there, I know where there's a crumb hustle with a lot of stuff, right? Makeup artists, what we do, things like that. You can try to get the $100 and $200 there, but then if you really focus and you hone something in for something bigger, there's a bigger payout. There's a bigger payout, and a lot of times, you've heard Charlamagne say it over and over again. Sometimes you got to recognize an opportunity when there's no paycheck attached to it.
Of course.
But
it's just knowing the direction that you want to go.
Precisely. Money's not a bad thing. Money's not a bad thing at all.
Of course not. Of course not. But at the same time, don't let it be what's driving you to do whatever it is you're doing. I mean, if it is great, I'm not knocking it, but at the same time, you got to understand, if you're chasing a dollar, you're going to end up chasing something along the lines of where, you're doing something completely different than the reason why you started.
Yeah. I mean, the common phrase was, for a long time, and it's a cool thing to say, is like, hey man, don't chase the bitches, chase the money, the hoes chase you, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's like, yo, don't, just same thing with your passion or your goals, like chase that. The money's gonna, Seinfeld said it. He was like, hey, look, they were like, comedians asking him about how much money can you make. He's like, look, if just worry about being funny. If you're funny, the money will come, because they get on stage and the money's not. Anybody that's successful will tell you this in so many different ways. It's in, I don't care if it's 40 Laws of Power. I don't care if it's just an interview of someone successful in any industry. It's the successful ones are saying the exact same thing.
Man, brother, listen,
it's common denominators and everything.
It's that's if one, yeah, because I'm actually starting to read.
It's not ruining the movie no more.
No, it's but that's the same kind of conversation you'll get out of it's stick to whatever service it is that you're trying to render, and the finance part will come. You just got to stay with it.
Absolutely, man. Hey, look, I know Seinfeld was talking about comedy, but it's just like, hey man, just focus on your craft. When that Will Smith door opportunity comes, you'll be ready for it.
And to bring it back to the conversation, to bring it back to the entire, that was me.
Oh, okay, cool.
To bring it back, you can say that you're special all day.
Yes.
You can have a gift and be gifted in whatever it is that you're doing, but if you're not going to put in the work to fine tune it, your gifts and your talents are I don't want to say they're
preaching
useless,
gospel, brother. Yeah,
but you ain't doing shit with it. If you're waiting for somebody to come knock on your door and say, "Hey, I think you're a really good actor because you say you are,"
yeah.
Shit ain't gonna happen.
Man,
what you think this is?
Right, and that's why, and I know you say it a lot of times too. When people come asking, like, "Hey, how can I get it?" It's like, look, just keep your head down, keep grinding. I'm gonna be begging to get you in the magazine.
Bro, that's so much to the conversation on a day-to-day basis. Like, people don't get that. It's like they expect, because they do whatever it is, that I'm looking at, because they do it, I'm supposed to feature them or I'm supposed to talk about them.
Yeah.
No, I ain't supposed to do shit other than what it is I'm going to do.
Yeah.
If you're doing something that's going to make me turn my head and say that person needs to get talked about,
and
you know, then I will.
And it's not like, okay,
it's consistency as well.
That's what I was gonna say. It's not like, oh, this song that's hot, everyone's talking. It's just boom, boom, knocking it out, like to the point where you may not. Because the thing is about awareness, you'll see a name pop up or hear a name, someone say something about it, but you're not gonna. You know, there's so much shit going on. You're not gonna go investigate and research every time someone tells you about.
Right.
You just go, oh, okay, like Ozark, right, on Netflix.
That's a damn good series.
It's a good series. It's like you know, let's say you go on Facebook. We saw it, so this might be a bad example, but let's say we didn't see it, and someone said, "Oh, Ozark is," or someone listening right now, we're talking about Ozark on Netflix, Jason Bateman, and then they'll hear it and like, I ain't gonna research, but they'll go on Facebook and they'll say, "Man, yo, this is crazy." After a while, it's like, you know, the universe is going to push it in the world's face, and they're going to come to you. We were talking about the other day, like there's so many like models that you know I've asked to shoot with. Hey, would you like to shoot this at the third? They don't even respond to a DM. They don't respond to an email. They don't respond to a text. And you already know, you met me. I'm pretty persistent. Oh, I have zero.
We talked about how we met on this podcast yet?
I don't know. I'm not sure. But
we got to do that one day.
Okay,
one day, not this one.
But I know,
one day.
I'm not embarrassed. Like, and I still want some couth. You know, I still kind of pay attention. I don't want to like. And you don't want to annoy, but you look at, okay, this is valid.
No. I mean, your persistence is not enough to where it's annoying. It's
annoying if you're not on your job. It will be annoying.
Yeah, of
course. If you're a person if you don't respond back, and then someone follows up, they're supposed to follow up. If you didn't respond back and all that, you're supposed to do that. So you got to go. Okay, I didn't.
And you, well, no, fuck it. When we like, you had Daenerys, and there was also another reason why I needed to know you,
right?
You know, and that's how you approach everything else. It's listen, if you're not just trying to get to know me, I dig it, but there's this product I have, or whatever it is, the service I render,
right?
You want to rock with it,
right? No, well, at that point, my attitude is like, look. I'm coming to you. I'm telling you about something that you don't know about. I'm asking for a fair listen. I'm not asking you to go, hey, listen to this and do this.
Right.
Give it a fair listen. You decide. But I do want to answer.
Yeah.
And that's how it is with everything. So it's like, so when I reach out to someone like, hey, would you like to shoot? Like I said, I've started at the tippy top. At least within my reach. So people that you're seeing pop up on TV now, I've reached out to all of them. Some of them responded back and may not even got to shoot. But there's a lot of them that get talked about a lot that I've already reached out to, had conversations with, right?
Right.
And some of the bigger ones, I'm not gonna mention any names, but some of the bigger ones reached out and were like, you know what, not at this time, we're not, you know. And I'm like, cool, that's all I need, right? I may come back at you at a later point, whatever.
You know,
but there's some that aren't even near that level that just won't even respond, won't even talk to you, see them out, whatever.
Yeah, and then that shit, if.
But real quick, just to drive it home. Like I said, I just wasn't that good. So I kept put my head down, going. Now some of those same.
But you kept working at it,
right? So working with people who would work with me, and then now it got to the point where I honed that craft, and I'm making, you know, now they're coming to me.
Yeah,
they're in there, and I'm kind of like, I gotta respond to them now, or otherwise, you know, that I may burn the bridge just from not responding to them. So I have to kind of.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
And I know the answer, but folks listening may not know this. When you first picked up the camera, did you know what the fuck you were doing?
No, not at all. I learned how to turn it on because there's a button that says off and on. I got that part right. You know, of course there was YouTube.
So you knowing that you're getting into a field that you know nothing about, what made you say?
Well, I say this. I went to school for television production.
Okay.
Right. I didn't graduate, but what I did pick up on, I'm really good at picking up on like verbiage. So I went to school. I learned, you learn subtle things like your, character generated things, your cross dissolves, and just words like that. So the reason why that helped me, it didn't help me then because I really didn't get a chance to like really do television production stuff. Because I left early before I got to do that. I was just mainly like on-screen talent because I was silly in college.
Still silly.
Yeah. So when I finally got back to a camera, I still understood certain things and shots. I still had to understand it for the language. When I wanted to look things up, I could look up things like how to do, transition, how to do this, how to smooth this out, this type of shot. I could look that up, because if you don't know those words, if you don't know, you know how Google works. Like if you don't know something, you'll never find it. But when you know how to, that keyword to look for how to do X, Y, Z, and you know the phrasing, the world unlocks. And if you're willing to sit there and of course in school I probably was just bored and things like that. But if it's something that you really want to do, you'll figure out how to do it. I could watch a video and go, I wonder where he got that film burn from, or I wonder how he his lighting is, how his contrast is like that. And I would look up certain things, and I would be able to find this by watching other things that I wanted.
So being on screen, I mean, because you were on screen talent before you were behind the camera. Why go the direction of being behind the camera and not wanting to stay in front of it? Why not say, let me find me a cameraman to do this?
Oh yeah. That's you're just in control of everything.
Okay.
I think it's just, you look at dudes like Russ, or look at someone like Kanye, or look at someone, you just more control of your vision. You don't have to.
You don't have to adhere to somebody's timing or
timing, money, vision. I was listening to Noriega. He was on Breakfast Club the other day, and he was talking about how incredible Pharrell was. He said he literally made a song from his mind. Right? There's very few people that's going to do that, and then the people that can do that are going to charge you the same amount Pharrell would charge you. You're grabbing something out of someone's mind, literally, and that's a gift. Like, to be able to go, okay, talk to somebody, and I'm trying, and you go, boom, I know what you want, and you can articulate what's in your mind onto this screen, and you see it like, wow, like they're like, whoa. I've done it a couple times. It's very fortunate to do that. But we kind of talked it out, and then when they see it, you could see someone's emotion, like, that's what was in my mind. But if you can control what's in your mind and you can execute it every time, that's a great feeling, and you're in so much control.
Of course. And
also too, like, you're in control of your future. Like if I wanna write, look at Q Guyton. If he wants to write a short film and put himself in it, guess what? He don't have to cast for his role. Guess what? He gonna be in that motherfucker.
Yeah.
He like I said, has control. And Q Guyton is writing his star. He's literally lifting his star up into the sky right now. It's literally, you can physically see him transcending, and it's all off of, like, not that he doesn't have help or anything like that. I'm saying, but he's creating a space from his vision and what he can execute from his mind, and then he can put a team together, and people see his vision.
Yep.
And they dying to work with him.
Of course.
I went to go shake his hand, like, yo, awesome job. All I heard was, yo, I gotta get in the next one. Like, I don't want to be the guy who has to wait to get in anything.
Yep.
I want to be able to create that platform. So I look at people like you guys, and I'm like, not nigga. Like, and I'm glad he's doing it, because that's what I want to do. So I see you can't stop him. You can't stop that. And
he has a mentality that will tell you cannot stop him.
A lot of people, and the thing is, a lot of people do have mentalities like that, whether it's manufactured or whether it's real. The thing is, he has a tangible talent that he's etching out, and it's right there that you can't stop that unless you say something bad about Jews. If you don't say nothing bad about Jews, Q, you gone.
I don't think he'll say anything bad about Jews.
He's out of here, then. You can't stop that. What you gonna? How can you stop that?
You can't stop him.
What you gonna do? Like, you
can't.
Yeah, I've seen like dudes taking off.
Speaking of Q, he's on the next cover of Houston Trend magazine.
Indeed, yeah, that was a great pick,
bro. When they get the magazine and they read my little editorial in it, they'll understand. But it was that motherfucker got me because of the shit he's doing. It got me wanting to do this shit all over again. And now I feel like I'm even more involved than I ever have been.
Right.
As opposed to before, like when we were starting to print, You know, I was depending on, you know, writers to go out and do the interview and stuff like that. This entire time, I was like, fuck that. I know who I want in this magazine. I know who needs to be in this magazine. I'm going to reach out to those people to get in this magazine.
Right.
And I think because I did it this time, every time now, from now on, that's how I'm going to do it.
Right.
You know, I'm going, like, everything that's going, like, I was looking for validation from somebody else. Like, do you think we should put this person in? Do you think this person should be in?
You know, and I know everyone listening right now that is probably like screaming right now, like, nigga, I've been telling you to do that, nigga.
But at the same time, I'm also listening to everybody else. Man, put me, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to everything else, and I think, you know, and to kind of go back into the conversation we had earlier, I think now I'm in a place where I know who I am,
right.
what I am.
Right.
And if I give somebody whether it's a cosign, a validation, or whatever it is, it's because they got it.
Right.
You know, and not they got the cosign, but they got it.
Right.
There's something there that I can believe in.
Right.
You know,
and
there's something there that makes me want to give them that Houston Trend stamp. You know, I'm not looking for anybody else to tell me who needs to be in it, because I'm going to find out on my own who needs to be in it.
Right. Exactly.
You know.
Yeah. And that's how it should be. Especially if you run something on your own. Not that you can't listen and take advice from people, but sometimes I think, especially early, it could. There's not with an ego, but it can be problematic when you start letting too many voices and hands. And it's like when I'm cooking, hey man, just stay out the kitchen. When it's done, I'm gonna serve it. If you don't like it or you need extra salt, we can do that. But when I'm in the kitchen,
there's some hot sauce in the kitchen.
Get the fuck out the kitchen. Let me do this. I got this. It's gonna be delicious. And if it's not, I'll learn. Next time it'll be delicious. It's not good that time. Guess what? Next time it's gonna be great. And that's a good approach, man.
And that's because we work hard in the motherfucking kitchen. Man,
What else you got to talk about?
Oh, jeez. You want to talk about let's talk about Kyrie Irving and James.
That's right. We did miss that, right? The whole cycle while we was going.
Let's talk about. You know, Robin no longer wanted to be Robin. He wanted to be Nightwing now.
I mean, I think that's what we're guessing. I don't know, because he still hasn't. That's funny. He still hasn't spoken yet, so we don't know really what's going on.
Well, I mean, like
we gotta guess that. I think that's a good guess. That's a good like. Yeah,
I think he wants his own franchise.
And it's kind of like what we were just talking about. Like sometimes you just want to be in control. Like I think and this is the thing too. I think there's some.
I personally think it's. I don't want to say stupid, but I think it's
admirable, right?
I mean, it's admirable, but at the same time, it's like you have a winning. You know, like I guess he doesn't want to be Scottie Pippen.
Yeah,
he wants to be Michael Jordan.
Especially when you believe, if you truly believe
you're Michael Jordan, you don't want to be Scottie.
And maybe yes, but let's take out comparisons, right? Because then people might not. Relate to the conversation, but let's say you just know, like you feel, because you know how it is when you feel I know I can lead a team.
Hey, look, man, I say it like this because if you put Jordan in any other position without Scottie Pippen, there was no ring involved.
Well, we don't know. He's never did it without Scottie Pippen.
No, Warriors. He played for the Warriors.
You mean? Well, see, this is how we know you don't know basketball that well. It was the Wizards.
Okay, the Wizards.
He was 92. He wasn't trying to win a championship. Then he was a coach, GM at the time. He came down just to show them he wasn't trying to win anything. He was having knee surgeries and things like that. That wasn't it. We never saw him play with that. We never saw him play at a high level without Scottie or without Phil Jackson. Yeah. So yeah, we could say you didn't do it without him. I'm pretty sure. I would guess he wouldn't have either.
But I'm also the mind that understands that certain things have to be in place for greatness to happen.
Precisely. So, but I think what he's trying to do,
he's trying to create his own greatness.
I don't agree with
Which
it.
I understand, but
I think James Worthy is a bigger star and a Hall of Famer because he played with that. If James Worthy was the number one dude on some other team like the Dallas Mavericks or something like that back in the day. Like he may not even be a Hall of Famer. He may have had like a little more injuries, and he may not even seen him in the playoffs. We probably wouldn't even understand how great he was. He probably been lost in the sauce, like so many other great players do. Sometimes, like I said, you could be in a great position, I don't know, but two reason. Okay, like I said, we're guessing a lot of stuff, but before that even happened, there was a lot of talk about LeBron. This is last year. He gonna go to LA because Magic's there. He got that. He got that Blaze. He has a majority ownership in Blaze Pizza. $1 million investment. That's now $35 million now. It's
25.
35.
Was it 35?
It's 35 already.
It was 25
already. It's 35 already, and the pizza spot is in Staples Center. So there's a lot of talk. It was already talk about him going here to the year. He shows up. He shows up to NBA preseason. He shows up to Lonzo Ball's game. He's taking pictures of him, tweeting about his shoes and things like that, and all that kind of stuff. So in your head, people talking, you're hearing all this stuff. Yo, I fucking hit a game winner to give us the championship. I'm dropping 40. I'm beasting you. You leaving like I ain't shit. Like, you know what? Fuck all this. Like, I'm not gonna. You know what? I'm not gonna let him leave and then go, oh, Cleveland sucks again. Because LeBron's going. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna see how y'all do without me, and I'm gonna show y'all what I can do without LeBron. Right? I think everyone else is thinking it's not gonna work like that. LeBron's still gonna go to the NBA Finals even without Kyrie. He does need Kyrie to win one. But he's still going to make it without him. But Kyrie's going to be with Phoenix or whatever team you're going to go to.
And then it's going to be, not...
Forget about Kyrie when the playoffs come. After round run. Watch it. That shit's not easy. People, he made that shit look real easy. With LeBron. He makes it look real easy.
Well, I mean, LeBron is just damn good at what he does. Otherwise we wouldn't be able to... we wouldn't be talking about him.
Yeah. I don't know. I know, not dwelling that too far, but I think there are some lessons in there. I think it's... like it's... I was watching the footnote. We were talking about this off air. We were talking about the footnotes. Jay-Z killed Jay-Z. It's about his ego. Killed Sean.
We
right?
still gotta talk about that too.
Right. So basically in that song, the footnotes he was talking about, like, it's just basically, Sean saying like, yo, you got the way your ego is killing you. With his wife. We know the stories by now because we're behind on that, but we definitely talk about it. Mm-hmm. And I think that sometimes, I think it was Michael Che, he was being interviewed in that piece, and he made a real good point. He said. Michael Che said, I'm not gonna remember it, but he had a really, really good point about ego.
On the footnotes.
On the footnotes, very good.
I see. So I just got my title account back because after I finally got 444, and then it was on Apple Music, I was like, okay, cool. I don't need title right now. Mm-hmm. I was so upset that after. Mm-hmm. To be able to get my title, they upped it 30% on if you got your title account on Apple. So it's what? It's now $15.99 for the small one and $25.99 for the hi-fi one.
Shit. I'm doing the 12.
Yeah.
$11.99. They charge you $15. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's like fuck.
And they taking podcasts now.
Yeah.
They're giving the bags out.
Yeah.
I was wondering where Rap Radar went, but again, going back to, I think, finish just to close that point off. I think that your ego can help you to be great, and also can help tear you down if you don't get out your way. And I think
I think Kyrie is standing in his way right now because of that, as opposed to saying, okay, I understand the position I'm in. Mm-hmm. I know I can be great here. Mm-hmm. And being his own thing while he's still at Cleveland and having a tag team with LeBron. Mm-hmm. LeBron is going to be
if he's going to leave, then if you're that great, then figure it out.
LeBron is going to be LeBron wherever he goes. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter. LeBron James is going to be LeBron James. LeBron James retires, LeBron James is still going to be fucking LeBron James. Mm-hmm. Like Michael Jordan's retired, far removed from basketball, but Michael Jordan is still fucking Michael Jordan. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's still getting compared to players that are playing today.
It almost sounds like you're saying that Michael Jordan is having sex with Michael Jordan. He said he's still going to be fucking LeBron.
Okay, no, he's still going to be LeBron James.
Yeah,
Michael Jordan is still Michael Jordan.
Yeah,
Kyrie could still.
What you think about Chris Paul coming to the Rockets?
I'm interested.
Think the city will be lit up? How many? You think they'll start off hot? You think they'll start off cold? Rockets started off real hot last year.
But we started out hot, and we got to fucking who did we play? Golden State, and got out of there.
They beat Golden State early. They beat San Antonio early. Beat a lot of teams.
Who did we know in the playoffs? Who did we?
You talking about playoffs?
Yeah,
I'm talking. You just fast forwarded the whole season.
Well, no. I mean, because like shit. the preseason, I wouldn't say preseason, but the season doesn't really get hot for me until you're getting into the postseason. That's when shit really starts mattering.
That's true, but it has to develop some point. Like usually around All-Star.
I mean, I think with Chris Paul in the fold, and the question of Carmelo Anthony coming to the Rockets, they're going to have to find their chemistry.
The city got smoking hot when Rockets was doing well and beating all the top teams. You know what I'm saying? Strip clubs was popping.
Yeah, I mean, because everybody was out. Like, you know, shout out to James Harden. You was able to catch him anywhere at any time, even after playoff games.
They was retiring his jersey, his dreams and shit.
We could talk about Ha. We got to talk about Ha.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think as far as for the city, I think it's going to be. I mean, seats are going to be filled because now we got Chris Paul and James Harden on the same team.
Right.
Shout out to Patrick Beverly though, because he's a trill one and he held it down for us as long as he could.
That's a heart soul type dude. Yeah.
When and it's funny because people laugh at me because it's like, shit, that was one of the Rockets I was able to walk up to, take a picture of, and then go about my business and wouldn't trip.
Yeah.
Shit like that I can appreciate.
Right.
And for him to get out of his seat when he's seen me, he's like, either today, yeah, cool, let me get everybody together, or nah, not today. For shit like that, I appreciate.
Right.
I can name some Rockets that wouldn't say a word to me. They would speak to Big Tony, rest in peace, Big Tony, and then expect Big Tony to tell me, either yay or nay.
Yeah.
Like I said, RIP to Big Tony, because Big Tony was always that guy I was able to go to. Hey, the guy you're guarding, can I take a picture of him? He would either tell me yeah. He would either ask them.
And if you could, people that are listening, Big Tony's huge personality. What I say? I know he's a bodyguard, but he was
the go-to bodyguard if you were coming into Houston, or not even necessarily in Houston. I mean, some folks flew him out to wherever they needed him.
Right, and that's why I always noticed him, because when he walked in when there was always somebody popping coming in. I kept seeing his face. I remember when I first moved here, I thought he was DJ Hassi for like the longest time.
So at the memorial, DJ Hassi spoke. My prayers go out to him, because they grew a close relationship because of the you guys look like each other kind of factor.
So I wasn't the only one that thought that.
Of course not. Okay. He said, when they met each other, it was like, that's twin. Even though we weren't born in the same family, that was my brother now, because we look like each other,
same height.
They both were tall as shit.
Yeah.
Bald.
Yeah.
Grizzly Adams beards.
Yeah, before it was popping.
But the facial features kind of matched. But yeah, anytime you seen Big Tony, he was guarding somebody of worth. He wasn't no chump motherfucker behind him.
Right.
It was somebody that you needed to either move out of their way or pay attention to.
Right.
Because
because my timeline was flooded. I didn't understand what was going on. I kept seeing that, I think one of his last posts on his page.
And the crazy thing is, so the day before he before he passed, but that Wednesday, he was just with us.
I was at Alley Cat, and he was there.
Was he?
Thursday, and then that news was that next Friday. Yeah.
So he must have gotten out of the hospital that Friday and went to Alley Cat. Because Wednesday he was at
let me not say anything. Okay. I don't know.
So Wednesday he was at Lucky Pubs with us. He was guarding Deshaun Watson.
Okay.
He was guarding Deshaun Watson and Bun B. And of course my typical and go up to Big Tony.
Right.
Move the bro for me. I'm like, fuck, I'm in here. The very next day, I get word that he's in the hospispital.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong then.
Now, and I don't want to be too elaborative of his timeline, but he was in the hospital, and the following day he passed.
Okay.
So you know, my heart and soul still goes out to his family. Man, this memorial that I went to for him was big.
Oh, it was yesterday, right? Friday.
It was
Friday morning or something like that.
Today's Saturday. Yep, Friday morning. Yep.
Yep. Yeah, I know the city felt that one because I know my timeline was all Big
yeah,
Tony.
Yeah, because
and then for the longest time I thought he was like just OG in the city because you know he's tall, big dude. Mm-hmm. And then when I saw the program, and I think we were talking about the sunrise, I was like, dude was younger than me. But I mean, I'm June 14th. He was June 20th, 79. I'm 70. I was like. Yeah, so I was like, you know what? Let me get rid of this bacon in this refrigerator. Let me, you know,
yeah, at least start taking care of yourself a little bit.
I do, but you know, still,
yeah,
you know, just got paid.
Shout out to his family. Rest in peace, Big Tony. You know, so if you see anybody with the hashtag Go With Your Move, that was from Big Tony. Mm-hmm. But yeah. How do I get on the topic of Big Tony?
Well, we talking about Houston, and we talking about taking pictures of like cool celebrities. Obviously, he was the one that would be protecting.
Right. Okay, so I was talking about Patrick Beverly. Yeah. And because we were talking about the Rockets, mm-hmm. but yeah. Right. Yeah. So now that I've kind of touched on that, I kind of want to move on.
Okay. You want to move on to
let's do something fun. Let's go back to the Jay-Z album because we ain't touched on that yet.
That's true. I apologize, guys. We're a little behind.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but it's enough time for
a little real digestive reviews.
Because I think my review of the album, mm-hmm. I guess, and I still feel the same way. Came out a little bit earlier than people were ready for.
Your review came out earlier than.
Well, my personal review, because my personal review of mm-hmm. this album is the best Jay-Z album to me.
Okay.
To me, it beats, like, you know, Blueprint was like that motherfucker you can't talk about. Mm-hmm. You know, it was Blueprint and Reasonable Doubt. Mm-hmm. Those, you could talk about anything else that Jay-Z did. But those two albums, fuck you if you ever try to touch them. Mm-hmm. As far as discussion, I personally believe that this album to me is his best work.
Why you think it was? Why do you like it as his best?
Front to back, there's not a song I'm skipping. Mm-hmm. There's damn near a lyric I don't know, and for me to mm-hmm. want to be able to recite lyrics, it has to resonate.
Right.
I can listen to Blueprint. And there's some songs I don't know word for word.
Right.
I'll bow my head to the motherfuckers. Right. But you play.
How old were you when Blueprint came out?
That was what, 2011? No, 2001. 2001. 2001.
It came out because it dropped when the towers did.
Yeah, I was in high school. I was in 12th grade. Okay. That was the year right before I graduated. I remember that day vividly.
So.
But I wasn't big on Jay-Z at that moment.
Well, one, you weren't big on Jay-Z. Two, you were a senior.
I jammed Jay-Z though. No. Because I still had volume 1. I mean, I had volume 2 and volume 3 already in my deck.
You think you retained a lot of stuff he was saying back then?
Back then, no. You know, I mean, like, you know, it was H to the Izzo, like it was still singles to me. Like I don't. There's not a radio single per se on 444. It's just mm-hmm. music.
Right. Yeah. That's, and we'll probably get that with No ID kind of EP's a project. But I know, and I wouldn't even try to change your opinion because, like I said, you said me, but I think that has something to do with it.
Where does it stand with you? If you were to rank your top 5 Jay-Z albums, where does 444 land, or is it even in your top 5?
It would be in my top 5. It probably would be 5.
Probably would be 5. What's 1, 2, 3, 4?
It'll probably be Reasonable.
Okay, top.
Blueprint Volume 1, which some would disagree.
Second.
I would go. I'm on like 3.
Yeah. So you said Reasonable Doubt.
Reasonable Doubt.
Number 1.
Blueprint. And then I would say Volume 1. Then I would say American Gangster.
Streets is Watching.
What?
It's American. Streets is Watching was Volume 1.
No, Streets is Watching was
okay. Streets is Watching. Yeah, okay. Life and Times. That's
the Brown. That's the Brown CD.
Right, that's the one where he's.
Yeah. I know what girls like.
Yeah.
So you fucking up my 5 count. I'm joking. So it may not be 5.
So you said Reasonable Doubt,
Blueprint, Volume 1,
–
American Gangster, and then you know what? I think it'll go back and forth between Fade to Black. Is it Black Album? Black Album, and this would be right there.
Okay. 444. And see, people were going to disagree with me with this second one, but I would say American Gangster.
Nobody would disagree with that. They ain't gonna disagree with that.
Well, I mean, as far as being so high up on my list,
nah, that's a classic. Nah,
yeah. I mean, 100 will pop up in my DM right now.
I mean, those.
What the fuck?
But I wouldn't. I'm not gonna argue. I wouldn't argue my.
So 444, American Gangster, and then I'd say Blueprint, Blueprint 3.
Wow, that would make me drop in your. No, not
Blueprint
DMs.
3 was
DM sounds great.
Blueprint 3 was like, there's not a record I skip on that one.
Yeah, because you're weird.
And then Black Album.
That's a good lineup. I mean, and like I said, that's personal. So, but Blueprint
3 and Black Album would probably swap.
You wouldn't get beef with anything. Like I think, like I said, if you had a top 5, I think your provocative one would be Blueprint 3. My provocative would probably be Volume 1. But when I listen to, I go back.
Volume 1 was still good though.
Volume 1,
solid.
Nigga, I go back to Volume 1. I'm like, ooh, he has some joints on that. Whew.
Volume 1 was solid. Volume 2 was solid.
Volume 2 was solid. That Volume 2, I probably won't go back to Volume 2 that much.
I go back to Volume 2 for like Money Cash Hoes.
Jigga
My Nigga.
And I got worn out by the motherfucking Kid Capri joint. The ding ding. The ding ding ding, that shit right there, and I think a lot of it was because I didn't really hear it as much. Like I don't know if you like that.
I'm gonna listen to that shit as soon as we in this shit.
The way he's flowing, he's real subtle. It's just, and that's the J I like. But yeah,
but with 444, I like the fact he's talking to people.
I love that. Like I said, I think that, like I said, when I fast forward and I go back to a J album. Those 5, like, it don't matter. That could switch for me. Like, it's not a big deal. 444 is ill.
Yeah.
I mean, it could go from 5. It could move into. Yeah, it could move to 2 and 3. But again, going to the
that's just classic to me.
I mean, to me,
deny that album of classic status. You're playing yourself.
Yeah, no one's gonna do it because it impacted culture like in a big way. Polarizing, young cats were kind of beginning. I don't think it's to be offended by. I think at some point it's kind of like how your parents try to make. My parents played Marvin Gaye for me all the time, and Otis Redding and Gladys, all them. And when they were at the moment when they were playing, I was just like, can I listen to I'll Be Sure? You know what I'm saying?
It's something different.
Yeah, but something that was at my time. I wanted to hear Guy. I wanted to hear Damn. Oh damn! I didn't want to hear. Midnight Train to Georgia at the time. But now, because the seed was planted, and when I go back and listen, I'm like, yeah, that shit was tough.
Yeah.
Yo, Curtis Mayfield was a beast. But that was later on. I realized that. Now again, they weren't saying, young people stop doing your shit that you do. Don't wear British nights. They weren't saying shit. They weren't speaking out. They were just singing and shit.
Yeah.
Now Jay is taking a stance to where he's trying to say, "Hey, look, hey man, this is what mature money is.
Yep.
You can keep doing. You can keep doing it. We just don't call that money over here. I'm on the mature side. You can keep doing it. It's just a disconnect that you got.
Yeah.
Because we just don't call that money over here. You can keep doing it. That's
disconnect. We don't call that money over here.
But I think that that's not new.
Classic album.
That's not, the message isn't new to me. He's been elevating. Now again, he's in a.
I mean, but to this point, you're able to see his growth to that. Like if you were paying attention to Jay,
yes, and he's been saying
444. What is nothing new?
I think what the new part is his accountability to like other things, right? So to infidelity,
like the song 444.
The infidelity.
Did you know that's the address to the place that him, Solange, and Beyonce had that elevator?
Yeah, or at least that's what I saw the meme. I don't know if that was, sometimes that's not really.
I mean, but
great to go by, but yeah,
that'd be.
That's a dope way to, and then go. I just woke up at 4:44. Yeah, I mean, it like I said,
December 4th.
Something 4. There's a lot of 4s, and I think the daughter was born with 4th, and blue Ivy is the Roman numeral 4, so blue print 4 Ivy. Yeah, that's. So anyway,
I broke down. But how do they spell blue? BLUE?
It's BLU, I think.
BLU.
And then Ivy is the Roman numeral for 4, which is the I and the V. So,
we all had this fuss about him not calling blue Brooklyn. Because, the whole lyric about, if I have a daughter.
Right. Brooklyn, yeah.
If you make an analogy out of BLU, Brooklyn loves us.
I think that wouldn't be an analogy. That'd be like an acronym.
Acronym. Yeah. That's what I'm looking for. That's the word I'm looking for.
But did you just make that up?
I was in the zone one day and I was like, "Oh shit, that's what it means."
Yeah, it's cool to reach.
But I mean, is it impossible to think that he wasn't thinking that?
I think he was thinking Blueprint. He had Blueprint 3. That was his last one.
He has Jay-Z Blue.
He has, he has Blueprint 1, 2, 3, and then Blueprint 4, which is blue, 1V, Ivy. I think that's just.
I see that.
You just now. I just said that 3 times. You just now clicking. Well, son of a bitch.
It's clicking because it's like Blueprint 4. That's his blueprint. It makes sense. Blue Ivy. It makes sense. Yeah. But still, I like the Brooklyn loves us.
Stick with it, yeah. Stick with it, yeah. Absolutely.
What else we got on the board, brother?
Let's see.
Let's close it out with that Zero and Just Brittany.
I don't know if I want to talk about this. Zero he lived too close.
Well, I mean,
he lived on Post Oak, not the good side, like the friendly side. I think he calls it.
Let's I
didn't even know there was a friendly side and a nice side if it wasn't for Zero.
So the story goes, apparently back in April, allegedly Zero and no one really knew that Just Brittany and Zero were dating. But she.
You think there's anyone listening that doesn't know who Just Brittany or Zero?
I had a feeling they were because she posted a picture with her holding his hand.
You think anybody listening doesn't know who Just Brittany is?
And if they don't, then they need to go back to the 2014 issue of Houston Trend magazine.
Talk about it. Toot that horn like John Coltrane, baby.
I'm just saying. Coreigh Terry did the photos.
Indeed.
You did the interview too, didn't you?
No, Nikki.
Nikki did the interview.
Yeah.
Okay.
Editor-in-Chief Nikki at the time.
No, I'm talking about. But yeah, man. Yeah. Anyways,
I did the interview on my show at the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But which was actually a great interview.
So absolutely,
it was a great interview. Actually, I think that was.
I think now would be a good time to repost it.
It would be because she says she gives me a little shout out on there. Talks about how great my drinks were.
So, but yeah, allegedly, Just Brittany, reported that allegedly, and I'm saying allegedly a lot, but that allegedly,
you need to because people don't even understand what that shit were. Daenerys said that in our group meeting. He was like, "Yo, I don't think motherfuckers know what allegedly means," and I don't think they do.
Yeah, it's like this is what's said. I don't know for sure, but this is what's said. Mm-hmm. That's what allegedly means.
This is what's been reported. Nevin's been proven.
Listen, I don't even go with as far as being reported. This is what's said. Because this is what's being said.
Well, this is actually being reported because they're getting the report from authority or from
Well, he was arrested for allegedly
so that's
abusing.
Yeah, that's a report.
Just Brittany for 2 whole hours.
He did what for 2 whole hours?
Apparently, he beat the snot out of this woman for 2 hours.
Mm.
Now, I mean, I can speak my opinion on beating somebody for 2 hours. If you're beating somebody for 2 hours, there's no way that person's waking up the next day.
Zero's a big motherfucker.
Yeah, and it doesn't make sense to me for him.
Just Brittany. I think
she's a solid motherfucker. Yeah, she is indeed a stallion, and she. While I think she can probably take a lick and keep on going, 2 hours of an ass whooping. 2 hours.
Where are you getting 2 hours from now?
That's the report.
I'm not gonna even try to really debate it. Then if that's just some. I'll say this though, it's. I think we gotta learn as a culture, right? When we see stuff like that, to reserve judgment and kind of see it. And I know we're in a situation now we gotta speak on it. But when you see so many people just coming out and just taking a side already and just kind of like, oh, she's just trying to do it for this, and it's like, look, this right now. The best thing
he did this, and
I know he did it because of whatever you think. Right. I think there's a point where we got to go. Okay, we see the report. It's alleged. Nothing's proven yet. Yeah. Let's slow down on the jokes. Right, because everybody wants to be the first. To,
I mean, of course, the internet's not going to slow down on the joke.
They're not. I'm just putting this in the ether because I think it's the right thing to say. I think it's the right thing to do. It's like, that's what's going on. Damn. Yeah. All right. Well, let's see what happens. I don't think we do that enough.
And I think that's so with me. I mean, at least in people of a like mind. Shout out to ODOT. But people of a like mind are just sitting back, waiting to see what's happening. And as we're sitting back watching what's occurring, Zero got out the very next day. She has a reality show that she's a part of with Rick Ross, which is another story.
Lenny S. and Dream. It's called Signed on VH1.
Yeah. All this is starting to seem like...
See, you're doing what I'm talking about. You're connecting dots that we don't need to connect right now.
Right. But... watching it and watching as everything is transpiring, this is only my personal opinion. I don't know what the real truth is, but from outside looking in, it looked like everything was set up for this to happen.
I just think you're doing what I'm talking about. You just kind of. We're connected.
And personally, I don't care.
But this is the thing, right? Because I think it's dangerous, right, for that report to come out if that's false, right? I think it's dangerous because it's not dangerous. I don't know if that's the right word, but I think it's damaging if he didn't do this, right? And he's getting this allegation, everyone's running with it, and Shade Room's running with the meme, and everybody's commenting and making their own guesses and hypotheses, and everybody has their own theory of what's going on. After a while, it starts to seep into everybody's like kind of psychosis or whatever, right? Yeah. And then you have the other side where people are going, oh, she's just doing it for this and that and the third, right? If she is doing it for that, that's some bullshit. Yeah. But if she's not, that's some bullshit that we're kind of putting that on her.
Now listen, I mean, don't get it misconstrued for anybody that's listening to think that I would ever endorse domestic abuse.
I think that's a way. Right, absolutely.
Don't get it twisted. Right. If first of all, I will never endorse an individual, a man raising a hand to a woman. At the same time, and I think women
don't get fired.
I think women get this misunderstood. Do not raise your hand to a man.
Unless you're defending yourself or something like that.
Right. Yeah. If you're defending yourself, that's different. But for you to be the first one to raise your hand and then not expect him to clock the fuck out of you, you in the wrong. At the same time, that man should understand to not retaliate.
I disagree with that, but there's a law, so you have to agree with that. I think like if there's a dude that's bigger than me, right? I know I can't just go try to hit the dude, right? And then when he fucks me up, be like, yo, why are you hitting me? I'm smaller than you. Right. You know you're going to hurt me. It's like, no, I should know better and go, I'm not going to fuck with this dude. Because I know what's going to happen.
Whatever, charge that shit to the game and keep it moving.
Right. Now, I don't think that you should hit a girl, but I'm saying if you're trying to harm a dude and whatever's going on, and or you just trigger somebody. You ever see? Matter of fact, I was watching Mike Epps. There's this little video on clip on Instagram. I think it was like his goddaughter or his niece. He was trying to blow her a kiss, like she's about to blow him a kiss, and then he closed his eyes, and she just smacked the shit out of his face. And his initial reaction was like, "Bitch!" He didn't say it, but you saw him. He was like, "What the fuck are you?" And he realized it's just, and he had to kind of correct himself. You could see it change. He was like, and he's like, "What was that for?" You know, he kind of had to get out of that. Sometimes, what I'm saying is sometimes. If your little niece can do that and make you snap like that, and you kind of have to get back, imagine like a stranger or something, you know, where it's just like,
yeah, I mean, where there's no filter there,
and you hit somebody wrong, and you can trigger something, and it's like you know, you can't be doing no weird. Okay, I don't want to go like it makes it feel like I'm trying to.
No. I mean, so and I'm gonna pretty much try to wrap this whole domestic
dance around
shit up.
That shit. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How the fuck you make this a topic?
Don't raise your hand to a motherfucker first and foremost for whatever reason. If you guys can't talk about it, walk the fuck away. Mm-hmm. However, in a situation where a motherfucker went too damn far and did raise a hand, females, if a man raises his hand to you first, do what it is you need to do to protect yourself.
Absolutely.
You know, don't sit there and take the ass whooping. Give one. You know. At the same time, in the same token, on the
just run, get out of there if you can.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, if you can, you know, if you can grab you a frying pan,
clean
this motherfucker's clock, and then go on about your business.
Especially if it got like hot grease on it, that's even better.
Shit, what was it? Grits?
Man, either one.
either one. But I mean, do whatever it is you need to do to defend yourself. At the same token, ladies, whatever it is a man does to piss you the fuck off, because. You know, men can do some shit. Don't raise your hand to him. Don't. You know, if you don't think you can talk about it, or you don't think you can tell the motherfucker to get out, and if he don't get out, then you call the cops. But do not raise your hand to a motherfucker that you think, you know, that could possibly either retaliate back to you, because you're putting yourself in that position. You know what I mean? You're putting yourself in a position to get whatever retaliation's coming back. Not saying it's right, not saying it's appropriate, but at the same time, if I have a daughter, the first thing I'm gonna teach her is not to raise her hand to a man. And if I have a son, I'm teaching him the same thing, not to raise his hand to a woman. And they will both learn. If either one ever raises their hand to them, they better come back swinging.
Yeah, that's it. Teach me how to fight, yeah, but the right way. But yeah, no, you hit it right on the head. I'm glad you said that. I probably would have stepped in some domestic abuse mud.
No. Yeah, episode 28 was enough of that shit.
But yeah, I think again, I'll close out with just like I think a lot of the stuff that we hear, because there's going to be more and more allegations, because we left off, you know. Yeah, Usher's herpes. We left off R. Kelly's alleged cult and things like that. And like I said, if
Kevin Hart allegedly sleeping around,
and if this stuff is real, you know, like, you know, hey, if Usher was out there exposing people to shit like that and knowingly, I don't feel bad for, you know, the way people kind of going at him. But if this isn't true and he didn't, you know,
yeah,
it's
but
no, put it like this: no one's waiting to hear the fact or a true report. Everybody wants to be funny. Everybody wants to be first, and everybody wants to be provocative. So it's a weird. Yeah. It's a weird time right now. Man.
If Usher is indeed affecting folks and knowingly doing it, then he deserves everything that's coming out of him.
Yeah, I have no compassion for it. Yeah.
I don't have no compassion for it, because, you know,
or what if he let's say he didn't know. Let's say he didn't know he had. Let's say he got it. Just for the scenario, let's say he got it. Was having said pass it on. And then now it's just like we're kind of making all these. Then I'll have a little compassion, like, damn, no. So people like, he should be covered.
But at the same time, with as much money as he's able to accumulate through a year, he should be able to take his behind to the doctor and at least get himself checked up, at least minimum once a year, minimum.
And you don't need money to get checked. You don't need money to get checked up.
You know, but he has no excuse. But there's no excuse.
No, I'm not.
There's no excuse. There's no excuse not to get checked. At minimum once a year.
Right.
There's no excuse.
All right. You said that like 9 times. I'm with you.
No excuse.
So what I'm saying is there are excuses. There are excuses that he could probably come up with to not get checked up, right? Because like you said, you know, you can get exposed or have it and not have any symptoms, right? Now, you may get checked out. A lot of times people get checked out when I might check this because I did this, and that was a little crazy. Let me go get. People have different reasons why they do it. So to say that there's no excuse, I can't always rock with that. I think you should go as much as you can. But there may be a time when you don't. What I'm saying, there could be, these are making up scenarios, but there could be a gap where he got exposed to it or contracted it and didn't know and pass it on.
Yeah, I mean that could be but when I say there's no excuse for him to get checked on, I mean like
not get checked on,
checked up, or not to have some kind of work done. Mm-hmm. Every time these guys go on tour, they have to go to the doctor to make sure they're
dehydration
good.
Not gonna collapse and shit like that.
Shit like that. So there's no excuse if you're going to the doctor anyway not to.
Yeah, but a physical and a checkup, STD is two different things.
True indeed, but it's if you're going, there's in my mind, there's no excuse not to.
Not to what?
Get at least have your blood work done at least once a year.
When's the last time you got checked out?
Shit.
See, that's what I'm saying.
I don't have insurance. I got to pay for this shit right now. But
I see what you're saying. We all gonna have that an excuse because they go, okay, well, you bought
right.
You got an iPhone 7 and a Samsung. You know what I'm saying? People can. What I'm saying, people outside.
That's on lease.
People outside.
I got them hoes free walking out.
People outside of the conversation.
I mean, they can come up. They can come up.
If they
with
don't know you, they'll be like, "Oh, he got all that." But and see, that's some nuance or some details you added that we wouldn't have known if you were just this popular person or popular public figure that we just throwing shit at. My point is, all this shit coming out. Sometimes you know what?
I mean, and I see what you're saying, and I thoroughly understand.
Right.
But
reserve your judgment. He probably, like I said, I know what I'm thinking too, but I'm not going to say it. But I'm just saying, sometimes you got to reserve our judgment. Maybe have those conversations.
But at the same token, I'm not as promiscuous.
It doesn't matter. You can get herpes from a towel, my nigga. You know what I'm saying?
True indeed.
You can go to wipe your hands on a towel. That's why they stopped doing towels.
I use my own towels.
Right, but I mean, you can use a towel. It could be. But my point is, it's that easy.
Yeah. It's
an abrasion on your arm or something like that, and there it is. You know what I'm saying? And you go to the gym, and it's weird stuff, man. And I learned from a lot of how many people have HPV or HS. I can't think of the name.
HIV.
I know HIV, but so many people have just pretty much
some kind of something.
Not everybody, but it's very high, and even herpes is 1 in 3.
I think
herpes.
My last time getting checked was 2016.
God damn, you know it's 2019.
Nah,
I'm joking. But go ahead.
And got all my shit back, and of course you go through the nerves, but everything came back check. I haven't done it this year, but yeah, 2016 was my last.
Right, but my
I feel like I had to put that out there now since you asked me.
No. But it was just, I wasn't really trying to get your business out of it, but I'm just saying as an example, sometimes that. There's all kinds of things. We're not gonna get all that, but it's just nasty. We're being real nasty a lot of times. People just try to be funny so fast to where they're like, it could be insensitive. Where maybe she did get beat, and people are like, oh, that was 3 months ago. Why 3 months ago? It's like, who gives a fuck if she got beat and she maybe kept it to herself for whatever reason.
I mean, so if this is where I find the thin line. Like if you got your ass beat, why wait 3 months?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you may still love them.
I dig it,
or
but I'm giving
scenario.
If you got beat for 2, I dig it, and and I'm not saying that's what may have happened or what didn't happen.
Right, we don't know.
I don't know.
Right.
But we do know the alleged report says that this happened in April, and that this was just reported.
Right.
That. Personally, in my opinion, I cannot, I can't rock with, now, regardless if the ass whooping happened in December of 2014 and she got her ass handed to her and it made her completely dysfunctional, today, I understand it. However, you're waiting this time period. You're not showing any signs of any kind of anything but yet and still there's a reality show that's about to come up, and now you want to, now, you know, what if it's a publicity stunt, it worked because everybody's talking about her now. If it wasn't, if it wasn't a publicity stunt, and this was true, this was a true indeed way to say, hey, this is what happened.
Yeah.
I don't buy it because of being so long.
But you see what I'm saying though, right? That's what this is what I wanted to avoid this because you're saying I'm trying to avoid. I want to, but right now you're painting a picture of her getting beat or faking it, because the thing is, like, we don't care. It's like we don't care if she got beat in the street. I don't give a fuck. Like, if it's my daughter and she got beat a year ago, right?
Sure,
and she was trying to hide it, and she I love him. Like, look, you need to, and let's say something else came along. We don't know, but let's say something else came along down the road where he threatened her, or she done something. I just need to go report this because he's gonna do this. Whatever it is, we don't know. Sure. And like I said, I haven't even given no scenarios because now I don't want anyone to start siding with her over, because we shouldn't be siding right now. Anyway, that's my whole entire point.
Of course,
is like, we don't know shit. Let's reserve our judgment when the shit comes out. Then we can make our story and go, bitch, why are you saying that shit now? Why you even say the other son? But then we can say that then. But right now, when that shit has come out and it's so sensitive, especially it's close to home, I ain't trying to run into zero nowhere saying some shit. You know what I mean? But my point is just on everything, even when they're not in our city.
Right.
Sometimes certain situations is like, hey, we need the people who need to be judged are the ones who are just jumping out the window making cases for Zero or making cases for her, and we don't even know what's really going on.
And at the end of the day, and that's why I keep referring everything to my opinion.
But it doesn't matter when you make your opinion. You're putting it out there.
Right.
And now, when people are listening to this, they're going, "Yeah, why would she do that 3 months?" And they're doing that, or they're going, well, "Who gives a fuck if she waited 3 months? He beat her for 2 hours. She should be able to tell on him in 2019 and have every right." And we not go, "Why you wait so long?" Who gives a fuck? If you beat her for 2 hours, he should be able to tell anytime he fucking wants.
And the analogy that you gave with, if this was your daughter,
well, you got to bring it home. If you don't understand it, make it yours, and then you'll understand it a little bit better. If it's my sister, then I'm like, look, you need to
your mother, your niece, somebody related to you. Of course, you would want them to take action,
right?
Regardless of the time period.
Right. Now, I hope. Now, this is now what I hope. I do hope that she wouldn't do that for a stunt, but I really hope that he didn't beat her for 2 hours either, or beat her for 12 seconds. I hope that didn't happen either. I almost would prefer that. Well, no, because either way, it's harmful either way. So it's a bad situation. But
personally, as a Houston fan, I hope I wish this situation was never.
Right. Exactly.
Never happened.
When we get the news, we'll revisit this.
Yeah, when the verdict comes out of whatever happens, right? You know.
But if we want to separate this and just talk about abuse and beating and stuff like that, if anyone has gotten beaten, and hey, I don't care if it was 4 months ago, I'm not gonna hate. I'm not gonna be mad at you if you want to go tell later because maybe something clicked. You just realize it's the right thing to do. You don't want them to do it to someone else.
Of course.
Whatever it is. We should have no problems with that.
No,
we shouldn't even judge you on that. Now the thing is, my thing is, like, yes, and I talk to cops. They say, like, and you know this, you got family in the as authorities. They say like 85% of them I got beat or I got rape cases are bullshit.
Yep.
And that's a lot of motherfucking cases. But I'm still going to reserve it because still there's another 15 that are trying to tell the truth. And sometimes you got to just wait and go, okay, maybe she's not just trying to get money, or maybe she's not just trying to, extort the dude. Sometimes you got to just wait, let it come out. And then, okay, this is the truth. Bitch, why you do that?
Yeah.
Or, nigga, why you do that?
So at the end of the day, and to kind of, wrap this particular topic up, we'll wait till the verdict comes out to make a thorough opinion,
right?
Or thorough,
it's commentary on it.
Yeah, thorough synopsis of what happened.
Absolutely.
Everything right now is still opinionated, and what happens when you assume shit. You make an ass out of you and me. So, ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time, because there's no verdict, don't pick a side on it. Matter of fact, don't even speak about it until something comes from it.
Hold your reserve your judgment. When it come out, boom.
In the meantime, Zero has an album out.
Boom.
Check it out. In the meantime, Just Brittany has a reality show called Sign that she is featured, that she's on. That is a Rick Ross, Kevin Loud.
What you think about that? The reaction we got to that was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. I thought her flow. I know people laughing. I think her flow was mean. I think her flow was mean.
The flow.
Her flow was mean. We always say that.
But listen. Okay.
I think
as a Houston native, that song came from a song that came out when I was in elementary.
A lot of songs are like that in Houston, I realize.
But the word for word, my responsibility.
She's not a strong singer. And there was nerves, so that's usually a bad recipe.
The vocals, I'm not a big Just Brittany fan of her singing. However, I have made it clear prior to this that she has surprised me sometimes with her raps.
I think her flow's tough.
So while the first 4 bars were bit from the Ghetto Twins, I can't repeat it because I don't know bar for bar. But once I hear it, it's like, no, that's from back then,
right? And just give it context.
But after those 4 bars, and she kept going, I was like, okay, yeah, there's something there. Just Brittany sometimes with her raps will surprise me because it's like, damn.
I'm not surprised. I hear it. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty. Her flow's tight.
Yeah, I mean, so the song that she has with B King and Charlie Boy, she crashed.
She has a lot of songs where she's spitting, but not. I mean, not like content, substance strong, but her flow.
Right. I mean, but the flow, the delivery, but even the way even with those first 4 bars, how she came in
on the singing or the flow.
I'm talking. No, don't talk to me about the singing because I'm not a Just Brittany singing fan.
Okay.
When she came in with the rap, I was like. Before I heard the first 4 bars, before it registered, like I've heard this shit before. The grit, the tone, the delivery, everything in that flow was like, man, I fucks with it.
Yeah.
And then it was like, wait, no, I heard this shit before. And then all my other, reactions towards it started coming to play. But
yeah, she's polarizing. I mean, she has a lot of.
What was really weird about it. And to kind of, I'm gonna let you finish with the Just Brittany part, but how Rick Ross reacted to it.
Do they have not like a dating? Do they have a relationship? Do they know each other?
Those that don't know, there was a point in time where major labels were trying to sign Zero, and this kind of brings it full circle back to the Just Brittany Zero situation. Jay-Z at one point wanted to sign Zero, couldn't do it.
Remember that.
Rick Ross wanted to sign Zero at one point. This was recently, couldn't do it. So to me, it makes sense as to why Rick Ross knows Just Brittany.
They're all in Houston, dude. They There's some people that know who Just Brittany is.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, you come to Houston, Just Brittany's going to pop up on you.
Yeah, if you're performing something, she's usually going to.
She's no dummy when it comes to showing her face. Mm-hmm. She's no dummy.
I mean, she used to dance, and I mean, I ran into her at Dreams dancing.
And that was a while ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I was shooting a video for Coreigh with Hybrid Media.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Yeah, Malaya was on stage and she tapped me. She's like, "Hey, you do music videos?" Mm-hmm. And I was like, "Yeah, I can." I used that voice, so I think I can.
She was a lot. So the thickness she is now,
and the thickness is always there. I think it goes down up and down in her face. Like it looks like she's a little full in the face.
So where she is now is where she was back then.
That's true. Very true.
And well, I mean, of course, she got the job.
Mm-hmm.
But
the job.
Yeah, the boob job.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, she
yeah. Okay.
She got a boob job. That ass was always there though.
Yeah,
that ass is.
Yeah.
No, I mean even before and after the boob job, it's still shit.
Yeah. No, she's tough. She's tough. The look is there. I saw Lenny S's face, which was pretty classic. He was like, she looks like shit. I was like, Lenny, you're mic'd. You hear that? They always like that, but Dream's reaction was probably the funniest. He was like, hell no. I was like, oh no.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, because he's a vocalist.
That's why I knew he wasn't gonna.
Hell
but
no.
I knew. I think Lenny was probably like, nah. I see, because like I said,
Lenny was like, he was probably 60-40.
I think it's probably right. But I thought there was an influence there somewhere from. It seemed like Rick was kind of trying to tip it over.
That was that 40% that Rick Ross had an influence on.
But when they did the self interview when no one else was there, he was like he was honestly like, no, she has something.
Yeah, no. I mean, and to know just Brittany, you know she has something.
And I think this, like I said, her vocal her singing voice isn't as strong. Plus, it sounded like she was nervous too, which is always a bad thing. And there was that one part where she didn't carry. That whole part
seemed staged. When I watched it, it seemed like, okay, we're gonna put you in this mic. Nobody's gonna be there. We're gonna have them react afterwards because you didn't see them you didn't see them in the same clip. It wasn't like, I gotta watch it.
Yeah, because when she was walking in, they showed her. Yeah, when she was walking in, when he was clapping before she walked into the door, and their reaction was like spot on, and they showed it over the shoulder. You can see.
I'll watch it again.
Yeah,
because the first time I watched it, it felt like everything was, recorded on its own.
Yeah, I think. Well, but
nevertheless, it's a show on VH1. That's some shit you can't discredit.
The funny part was the other girl. She's from Houston too.
I've never heard of her.
I wasn't impressed at all.
No.
But it was almost like they almost set her up because didn't just Brittany have a beat? Like there was production playing behind her and she was rapping or singing over it.
Yeah.
The other girl had a acapella is always trash, dude. Come on. Like you couldn't hear where her flow was. So I'm listening. I'm like, how are they impressed by that? I was like, is she spitting acapella?
Yeah.
I'm here for them, and I'm tired. I'm tired of like, okay, I want to hear Pretty Girl say, I want to hear Pretty Girl go, yeah, I'm tired of us using our bodies. It's always the ugly ones. It's always the ones that aren't like the attractive ones going. I'm here to sell my message, and not my body. I'm like, yeah, you can't sell your body. You can't go into McDonald's and sell me pizza because you don't have it.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
So you go, no, we should sell burgers to everyone. Like, yeah, you got to, because that's all you got, motherfucker.
That's it. What else you gonna sell?
Yeah, McDonald's can't be hating on Pizza Hut because they sell pizza. That's just what they got. You got what you got and sell the
McDonald's
best.
did try to sell pizza one time, though.
McDonald's, and if you go to New York, if you go to there's certain like in like Lower East Side, Lower West Side, they sell like veggie burgers. In Brooklyn, they sell wings. If you go like Spanish Harlem, they got tacos. They just cater to it's very stereotypical, but guess what? Everybody getting the tacos.
So when I go to New York, I'm asking you all the places I need to go to.
It's not gonna be McDonald's.
I don't care.
Okay,
Tell me where I need to go
definitely. Dumont's in Brooklyn and Williamsburg. You gotta get the duck risotto.
Okay, I think I'm gonna be like in the whichever area is like close to New Jersey, New York area.
Brooklyn. Yeah.
Was that Coney Island? That's over there?
No. Actually, Williamsburg is actually close. And once you cross that Verrazano Bridge, you're right. You go from Staten Island right into Brooklyn.
Okay.
But I don't think that's where you're going to be. But you might be like something. You might be like Jersey City or some shit like that.
Well, I mean, I'm excited either way.
Yeah. Cool.
You want to talk about the Rick Ross statement since we were on the Rick Ross?
That's true. Let me see here. Let's see. Rick Ross, he been making some news, boy.
Rick Ross, you got a video clip?
What about a female rapper? I always felt like, I know you dibbled and dabbled with different artists, that other female rappers, but you know,
you feel like, I never did it because I always thought like I would end up fucking the female rapper.
Charlamagne ain't helping with that big ass lie.
I'm so focused on my business. I gotta be honest with you. You know, she looking good. I'm spending so much money on her photo shoots. I gotta fuck with her.
So it looks bad when you're selling sex, and
it was the second line that fucked him.
It was Charlamagne laughing that hard doesn't help either. I almost thought he was kind of being I think he was being real. He's also being funny.
Yeah.
But then when you see a show like Signed and he's on it, and then just Britney comes in there and everyone's going, like, God damn, look at this. Yeah. So it's like, so if he does sign her, would it's bad for like a Just Britney or whatever girl, they're gonna be like, oh, She sucking his dick. You know how, you know what I'm saying? That's how we do. Oh, she knows she. I bet she jerked that nigga off with his feet. She got nice arches. I heard. Just Brittany probably do got some nice arches. You can't have an ass like that and no good arch. Flat foot. I'm telling you, flat feet women got no ass.
I hate you, dog.
That's my theory.
Shout out to the women that like to do it with their feet.
So send me a picture of your ass and then your feet, and then we're gonna do an experiment here. I'm joking. I'm being tongue in cheek. So, but
that's some 35-year-old plus shit.
I think right. I think Rick.
No,
I think you hear me constructing a thought, and you'll still just jump right on that. God, I'll be like,
I'm trying to get the previous thought out of my head.
Okay, I'll let you go.
Now go ahead.
Okay. I'll have that start up and like, well, I think that, and you'll go, it doesn't matter that you're talking, Coreigh. I'm gonna cut right in and start my.
But no, legit though, honestly.
Mm-hmm. So, you know, I hope your magazine flops. God damn it. Hope you sell one copy. But I do believe there's some truth.
What the fuck is in this cup? I made it.
I know, right? You probably drinking some of the styrofoam residue in there. But I think he was being funny. But I think there was some truth into it. I think he could find a woman that he could actually sign and not do that. Especially, I think it depends on the. It depends on the woman, the female artist. If she's a female artist who's willing to give a hand job to get, you know.
I don't see him turning that shit down.
Exactly. So it depends on the woman, I think. But I think if the girl was like stand up, she was dope. You had to sign it because he saw money, but she was stand up and she had to. He of course, because someone like Rick Ross, you can subsidize your was he with some other women.
Yeah,
I
mean,
shout out to Lyrical Lore. And he was Lyrical Lore. He got to know who Just
like that conversation sounded like it was like you were around a bunch of
you were barbershop talk. Like he didn't know women going to hear it.
Yeah. But shit, it was what is some motherfucker? Angela Yee. Angela Yee asked him that. So it wasn't like no women was in there, but he was just. But
and Angela's his homie.
Yeah,
and you know how it is. You know, you get around
and Angela doesn't. You know, she doesn't shy away from talking like that.
She doesn't get shell shocked. She still has an opinion. I'm sure she was probably like, "That's kind of crass." That's why she had those follow up questions. But she's not judgmental like with her
right. You know,
expressions in her tone. So it's easy to get
but even so, it wasn't until he said, you know, after I spent all this money on you, now I gotta fuck. You know, that's what closed it. But
yeah, that was bad.
But when he opened it up, was like, I think I'm going to end up fucking her. You know, it was like, you know, okay, that's an assumption. You don't know. You know, but now that you didn't put it into, you put a value on it now.
Right.
You know, now it's like, okay, so you spend money on a motherfucker. Now you gotta fuck him. Mm-hmm. You know, so you don't do that with your guys. A whole bunch of line of questions can come into that shit.
Yeah,
but
I'm sure he can definitely, and I think if you listen to the full interview,
no.
Angela Yee was trying to let him off the hook. Like she was trying to answer. She was like, "But yeah, you could sign it," and he kept going back to that. But she was trying to let him off the hook. But it was like, I was like, yeah, that's gonna make noise.
I almost promised that he was probably either loaded or drunk.
He looked very. When I watched that, normally he's
had
very
shades on, so you can't really tell.
He didn't have shades on in there. That's what I was gonna say. Normally when he goes to Breakfast Club, he's typically kind of has like a guard on, you know, shades. He's giving these cryptic answers where he's not really answering. Mm-hmm. He was like super open, so I don't know what was going on. I don't know if that was like
it's all the pears he's been eating.
He's eating a lot of pears. You follow him on Instagram?
Well, you know, that's the whole thing of
like I thought it was diced pineapples.
No.
Sliced pears now?
No. Just Google Rick Ross and a pear. You'll see.
You saying his body is? You saying his body? Your body shaming?
Well, no. What?
You said he's shaped like a pear.
No, I didn't say he was shaped like a pear.
Oh, I misheard.
Like okay, there was a question that when he was losing weight, in the peak of him losing weight, I don't remember who did the interview, but they were asking him, you know, what was he doing to lose the weight, and he was saying, stop eating like all the fried chicken. I'm eating stuff like a pear, and then
I do remember that. And that was like a big joke. Everybody was trying to clown him on the air.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
Now you done made this whole motherfucking joke crash. Appreciate you, Coreigh. Yeah. Thank you.
Sorry about that. I know, right? Yeah. Anytime you got to explain a joke, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, especially the way I just explained it.
No. I do remember that. That was pretty funny. That clip because it sounded like because everybody was under the impression that he had the gastric bypass.
I guess.
So when he went,
but you would see him on the DJ Khaled shit working out. Mm-hmm. DJ Khaled fell off that motherfucking train.
Yeah, but that's what they do. Even when girl, what do you think about augmentations? Right? I saw Bernice. She was on Breakfast Club too. She's like she wasn't like an IG model. I guess she did pop off on IG too, but she was a bartender, star tender that kind of took off.
I mean, what
do you think about these augmentations?
If you're gonna do that, as long as you uphold it after the procedure, you don't go back to doing your shitty shit that you was doing to get chunky. Because
I'm talking about titties and ass and all that shit.
Oh well, I'm talking about
right.
bypasses and all that shit. I mean, I'm personally I'm a naturalist. I like natural shit. If I look at it, I want it to be natural.
You talking about with women?
Yeah.
Okay, but you like your guys? The guys you date, they can have like augmentations. I'm joking.
No guys I would date.
Okay, cool. Just making it clear because I wouldn't continue this podcast with a gay person. There goes the podcast crashing. Now I'm joking. I would definitely
call Jordan in here real quick. Get him as a co-host.
Yeah, I know, right? No, but
shout out to Jordan.
What's up, Joe? We gotta get him back in here too.
Yeah.
We got good stuff to talk about. But anyway,
that was a good podcast. Somewhere down the line, he was like, "We're gonna keep talking about gay shit."
Yeah. When a gay person regulates you on talking about gay shit, it's bad. So I think
if y'all go back, dog, this is crazy because we're now able to refer to go back.
Yeah.
Tell people to go back to the podcast and listen to shit. Yeah, y'all got to go back and check out.
I'm gonna try to get this started out without you jumping in and
go ahead. Fine.
No, but it's just going back, speaking in terms of to the women with.
You had this smile like, yes, nigga, yes, I can say this shit.
Yeah, still can't say it.
I know.
Yeah, no.
I'm killing it at this point. No, for real, go ahead.
Yeah. I have a feeling that he won't give me the opportunity. Son of a bitch.
Oh shit. Okay, I'm good. I'm done now.
This is how I feel. This is how I feel about women with that have all these body additions and things like that. I don't mind. It's my first initial thing, right? Mm-hmm. What gets me is the ones who kind of they get the body, this, that, third, get this removed, and they have this. You remember that movie Weird Science? It's called Weird Science. Like that's weird. That's science. Now it's normal.
Science.
So you can build your body, right? Mm-hmm. And then you shit on other niggas or other chicks. That's the part I'm like I kind of frown at. Like, come on, you just bought your body, and now you're trying to shit on this person for being overweight, or shit on this girl for not having a flat ass or looking like a bot, whatever it is. It's like or they try to like look down on the dude trying to holler. You see me? It's like, yo, relax,
Yeah.
chill.
I don't.
You just cheated the whole system. It's like a baseball player on steroids going, he ain't hit no home runs this year. Mm-hmm. That kind of thing. So that's my only issue.
Yeah, I don't care for the person if they're going to get all that kind of stuff done, and then it starts to alter their personality, like your top notch shit.
Personality augmentation.
Yeah, it's like.
Yeah, that's when I think that's when I'm kind of opinionated. I'm like, come on.
Yeah,
come on. You got to have some humility still. Not like you have to have no confidence.
Were you there with me when? Yes, you were.
When what?
There was a chick that whipped out her fresh.
I thought she was gonna say her penis. I was like, no, I wasn't there.
No. She whipped out her fresh.
Whipped is reserved for penises.
No, because if you
flash titties, you whip out a penis.
Okay, well, she flashed these new surgically repaired titties, and you still seem like the John Doe stitching.
Oh, she looked like somebody was harvesting her organs. Somebody trying to get her titties out. Get out.
And it was like, You know that feeling when your skin crawls?
Someone showed us. Why did someone show us?
We were. I want to say it was you that was with me.
I don't think this is. I would remember.
It was outside of Social Junkie, RIP Social Junkie. It was one of those drunken nights, and yeah, I got flashed by some surgically repaired titties.
I wasn't there. Were we doing Loso show? Or
yeah.
It was just I wasn't there. I probably was in the car sitting down.
No, you weren't. I think you were there with us.
Maybe I was. Maybe that's why I put it out of my mind because it had stitches all around it.
Yeah, I can't get that image out of my head.
At least it's titties.
Yeah,
Worst case scenario.
I mean, they were nice, and I'm pretty sure now they look really nice,
right?
Because it was so long ago. But
yeah, they probably healed up.
Yeah, like she still had like the skin kind of. I was like, oh fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. Why would she show us that? Yeah, it shows. Like I said, the wires are behind the TV for a reason. You're not supposed to see that shit.
But I think
wait till it heals.
Cause she wanted to do some shit that night, and when I seen that shit, it was like she wanted to do something.
With you? She wanted to do something?
I'm shit. It was.
Oh, with somebody, just any man.
Yeah, it was.
She was probably like, "Show me. I'll show you."
I'm pretty sure she was flashing you.
Doubt it.
Shit.
Yeah.
It wasn't coming at me. This was pre. Oh shit! It's Elliot Guidry. It was like. It's the camera guy.
And it's like, oh shit, it's Elliot Guidry.
No, it's the camera guy.
Yeah, take a picture.
I don't have a name
at
that point.
Man, I thought this was a good episode. It was a good 30.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we had
back on the mic, and we come back a little sooner. We're gonna have some guests. We're gonna have some guests. We're gonna have some good conversations. There's some good stuff to talk about.
Yeah, man. You know, per usual, I am Elliot Guidry,
and I'm Coreigh Terry.
And you've been tuned in to the To Be Told podcast. Bitch, it's been 30 episodes.
Catch up, bitches.